Hello, 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 hello. I'm gonna say hello 14 more times until somebody screams back from the internet and I can hear them. Hello, all newcomers, and welcome back, my fellow Eternians. As always, it's me, Emperor AP, and by the title of this live stream, you might be thinking that we're about to do like a tier ranking list, and that we're about to have a whole bunch of micronations that we're going to compare, and that we're going to strike the hammer of judgment down on. We're going to say, this micronation is bad, this micronation is good, and that is the end of the story. But it's a lot more complicated than that. And I kind of want to talk about why people think that some types of micronations are good and some types of micronations are bad. And I want to debunk a lot of stuff. So we're going to get into that. If you're interested in actually developing a micronation, this is one of the videos for you. We've talked a lot about joining other micronations. We've talked a lot about how people get involved with other micronations. But today's video specifically, and this live stream, I want to talk about how you face the micronational community as a micronationalist, how you deal with your own development, how you go toward other people with that. So let's get into it. I know there's a few people in the comments already. Max Portillo, always good to see you, my friend. Jaya Manu, it's good to see you as always. Sardinian Empire, good morning. How are you? And Republic of Olaf, hello. It's good to see you all. Today I wanted to talk about the concept of good versus bad micronations. So there are a ton of people who, again, feel like there's, this type of micronation is good or bad. I've made videos in the past making fun of different types of micronations, but you should be able to start any type of micronation that you want. And here's my opinion on that. I won't necessarily agree that every type of micronation is aligned with me or what I would be interested in politically or personally, but I will say that micronationalism as a whole is the concept of allowing somebody to develop something unique that represents them and that fits the criteria for what they want in a nation and allows them to find like-minded people to help them develop that. So you cannot define moral boundaries for that as a system. You can say, I don't like it when people do this, or I don't like it when people do that, but that's about it. You shouldn't try to make it something that is a definition that these micronations, these types of micronations are bad. And I think that all has to do with leadership more than actual governmental style. But governments as a whole are defined by some specific type of formation, whether that's a republic, whether that's a democracy, whether that's a monarchy, whether that's, even like an anarchist state, which is kind of a contradictory thing in itself. But all of those things have their own concepts, their own ideologies, their own purposes. And a lot of the time, none of them are going to be exactly what they want to be. People who say, I want to start an anarchist micronation, one of the most extreme types of governances ever, because it simply isn't. Anarchy in, its purest form is that there is no hierarchy, there is no, legal structure or status. It is just a whole bunch of people working together to develop it. That is difficult. I wouldn't want to try to pursue that undertaking. That sounds very, very hard to get everybody to agree on everything, to get everybody to try to work together without any formal structure or leadership hierarchy. But some people want that. And then you would argue, well, if you're starting a micronation, then you can't have that, right? You can't possibly have a micronation that you claim is anarchist if it's a nation, because it has the hierarchy already built into it. The thing that causes me problem with that is that those are ideals. Those are things that people actually want to see developed, and they're trying to reach those goals. So even though they aren't there yet, they're still trying to push for that. And so that's what they need to label themselves as to make sure that people properly understand what they're trying to do. It wouldn't be fair to say, okay, so we are a democracy, but don't tell anybody. Eventually, we're going to just dissolve into this anarchist state. And it'll be a surprise to everybody, and we'll just throw everybody off with it. you need to have preconceived understandings about your interests and where you want to become, what you want to become, I should say, as a nation. And for a lot of people, they don't do that. They feel like there's just this one and done concept of what they want to be, and that there are right micronations and wrong micronations to be. So I wholeheartedly disagree with that. Micronations are about innovation. Micronations are about becoming something new, trying something new, and there's a lot of risk to developing a micronation as well. So if you have a particular ideology or government type, whether that's, communist, whether that's capitalist, whether that's, again, like, you can be hardcore monarchy, like, you can consider yourself like a dictatorship or whatever. And all of those terms have different connotations. All of those terms have very different meanings and different, historical concepts attached to them. So you always want to be wary of exactly what that is and do your research before you decide to claim that ideology. But if that is what you are interested in, you should be able to develop that. It means that you are going to be targeting a very specific base of people who support that ideology. So you have to remember that. And there will be a lot of criticism for that. But nonetheless, you have the ability and should have the ability to pursue that, even if it's not the most popular thing, or even if it's not the most easy to develop. Because that's, again, exactly what micronationalism is. There's a ton of weird judgment in micronationalism, I feel like, because a lot of the time, give me 1 second, I'm gonna go hit this. There's an alarm going off. I'll be right back. It got resolved. So there are a lot of places for judgment in micronationalism, and again, each micronation determines how they want to interact with different people, what they want to do. But micronations cannot say that type of micronation is embarrassing to run or something like that, because these are people's interests. You know what I mean? People start religious-based micronations, right? And that's something that is particularly hard to run. It's something that some people may have an issue developing. And there are some people who would certainly criticize developments of that, because they would say, oh, micronationalism should be about you trying to develop your own religious ideologies or whatever, but it sure can be. If you are sticking your neck out to create any type of micronation, that's something that is a risk, not only financially, because you have to be able to support people and you have to be able to develop and you have to be able to push the boundaries of what you can do, and a lot of that comes with a financial price tag. But as well, there is also a social, a reputation price tag to that. You cannot develop a micronation without taking on the risk of saying, I'm developing a micronation, and this is what we're trying to do, and this is how we're trying to grow, and really explaining that plan out to people. Again, if it's a really niche subject, if it's something that is an ideology that's only going to get supported by a very, very few people, if you say, I want to start an Amish micronation where we have no technology, bare minimum technology, bare minimum essentials, and we're just trying to develop this thing 100% ourselves based on our religious beliefs and on all these things, you can do that. That's 100% acceptable. I think the micronational community, though, is a little bit judgy. And I think a lot of the time people like to stick their nose up because they like to say, well, that'll never work. That type of micronation, that type of micronation will never work. It'll never be successful to develop. But honestly, the type of micronation that you are creating doesn't matter. It matters to how you develop. But the initial start of all micronations are the same, just in their founding, in their declaration of what they're interested in, why they're doing it, and trying to recruit people. So of course, different ideologies will cast wider or smaller nets, But that doesn't matter if that's what you're interested in doing. You wouldn't want to recruit a whole bunch of people to support you in an ideology that they don't support. You want people to support the same ideology as you. If you're a communist micronation, you want to say you're a communist micronation so that other communists come to support that. And again, people like to criticize communist micronations because they'll be like, well, communist micronations aren't, by definition, pure communist or whatever. But again, that's what they're aspiring to. That's what they're interested in. That's what they hope to do. So that being the case, I feel like they should be allowed to say that. It's going to make their target audience very specific to people who also support eventually creating societies that are pure communist. But that's their choice. That's their direction to go in. And so I think it's surprising to be hypocritical of other people who are trying to develop something that is very niche and very specific when we as micronationalists are in something that's very niche and very specific. That'd be like if we were a whole bunch of tadpoles in a bucket laughing at an ant who's stuck in a droplet of water. Look at it, you can't get out of that little puddle or whatever. It's like, oh, well, are we in much better a position? We're also in a very niche category. We're also trying to do something that most people would say, well, I wouldn't do that because that would be embarrassing, or I wouldn't do that because that costs too much. But it's too much risk. So you're looking for a niche, and I want to say within a niche, but it's not really, because all of these ideas are actually bigger than micronationalism. If you tell someone I'm starting a micronation and you don't describe what type of government or what type of interests you have whatsoever that span outside of micronationalism, that person is probably not going to support you simply because there's nothing for them to attach to. They don't understand exactly what a micronation is, more than likely, and they don't have prior connection to the community. So if somebody comes up to you and says, I play this and this sport, but you've never heard of that sport in your life, you'd say, okay, whatever, but that's not going to make you necessarily inclined to join them. It's going to make you inclined to ask them questions about that. So all of these specifics, government type, ideology, religions, cultural connections, what your micronation is based off of. Are there other countries, are there other civilizations, are there time periods that your nation is based around? Those questions actually can make your nation resound more strongly with people outside of the micronational community. Because again, you're picking a niche. If you say I'm a communist micronation, then you are picking the group of people who are going to support communism or anarchism or free market capitalism or total authoritarianism or whatever. All of those things, though, are specific facets of political ideologies, and all of them are much larger, even the smallest ones, than micronationalism. So that being the case, micronations shouldn't poo-poo and shoo-shoo all of the different types of ideologies, because they're reaching out toward a larger community on the earth. They're saying, hey, it is important for people to know about my interests and why I'm trying to do this. So that long rant was just to say the actual type of micronation that you start does not matter. It is based around your interests, what you want to do, and how you want to grow. People are going to support that because they like the things that does. If you can tell them something they're already familiar with, they have a good idea of where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do, so long as you stick to the legitimate concepts that ideology is based around. And if you have some difference, if you say, well, we can't get there yet, but here's what we are now, again, describe that and make sure that they have good understandings of how your roadmap leads to the goal that both of you want. So that's super critical. Your micronation success is going to be hugely determined by how well you can connect to other people outside of the micronational community and recruit them into your nation. That is in and of itself a task. That is something that you want any way to make easier and more capable for your nation. And having a connected to ideology is a great way to do that. Again, it groups those supporters. Uh, ooh. Manu says, I just found out Israel has an official YouTube channel. It's just called Israel. Interesting. Uh, Utrean Empire said, hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you, Utrea? Rocky Mountain Television says, hello. Hey, Rocky Mountain. Manu says, are you Australia? Yep. Talking in the comments. So, the other thing that I want to bring up, the other thing that I want to talk about that I feel like isn't getting enough credit in the micronational community is innovation, right? I mentioned earlier, just very briefly, that micronationalism is about innovation. You know, you are trying to spend your money, you are trying to spend your time to actually develop and create a nation. When you are developing your micronation, you are having to innovate. You're having to innovate personally because you are having to develop your life in a way that is conducive to creating a country, which is a hard thing to do. You have to start innovating your recruitment tactics, you know, changing things up, being different, being unique. You have to try to change what it is that you're pursuing economically, trying to make that unique, maybe for your area, but maybe also within micronationalism. You are also trying to innovate in the way that you develop your culture, and that's a big one. That ties into that recruiting, that ties into those financial connections. The culture that you are developing, the way that people interact with each other, the clothes that they wear, the food that they eat, the things that they talk about, maybe even the language that they have, are all things that can be innovated and made unique through micronationalism. And that's what the key of micronationalism is. That's why everybody loves to gravitate toward micronationalism, is because it's the concept of a true freedom, the concept that you can choose whichever route in whichever direction you like, so long as you can get support for that, and so long as you can maintain it and support it for those people as they support you. So it's this snowball effect where once you can get something successful started, you just have to continue to pile those resources. And so I think as a micronation that has developed a fair amount, it's strange to try to, you know, say this type of micronation, that type of micronation is bad, because it's not. It's just different than what you are. And that's super important. Those innovations that we talk about, those ways of pushing that forward, is ultimately going to determine who's more successful than who, how those things work out, and ultimately how large an audience those nations can reach, how large a support base those nations can cultivate for themselves. And that's really it. You know, you can have a micronation that is among the most popular demographics in the world. You know, you can have a free market capitalist democratic micronation that would be really broad reaching and appealing to people in the world. But if you don't have innovation, if you don't have uniqueness to you, if you don't have a solid plan for developing and something that makes people feel secure and happy within your nation and within its development, then you're going to get passed up by more niche ideologies and groups who are participating in more niche ideologies who may be able to handle that better, and vice versa. So innovation is 100% key to trying to develop your micronation. That is one of the things that actually makes you a good or bad micronation. It's not anything to do with what type of micronation you start out with initially. No initial creation of a concept for a micronation immediately determines whether you're going to succeed or fail, or whether you are good or bad, or whether you are evil or pure of heart. It's silly to try to say that. I 100% disagree with that concept, and I think it is necessary to talk about the things that actually make micronations better or worse. Because it's important. If people are actually wanting to develop micronations, if you are actually wanting to grow what it is that you're doing, there are things to look for and things to not. Personal leadership is the other thing that is huge, and that goes into innovation. You know, changing who you are in your life to appeal to and to develop your micronation more easily. It's a big thing. To create a country is kind of an all-encompassing, all-developing thing. It doesn't have to be. You can be a weekend micronationalist. You can be a, every once in a while sort of show up and talk about something micronationalist. But a lot of the time, those that are more successful, those that are really, really pushing to do what they're wanting to do, are doing it to some degree almost all the time. When I'm not making videos like this, when I'm not hanging out with you guys on live streams and, voicing my opinion and blasting out to the internet, I am working on our metals production, trying to get that up. I'm working on our technological developments, trying to get those up. I am working on new videos for you guys and new ways to interact with the community and have things like our tournaments and, our giveaways and stuff. So all of that is about leadership. How your nation develops, what actual structures it builds, what events take place, how your timeline develops for the growth of your nation is all based on leadership. And leadership is a broad category in its own. There's an entire another video that we could make about that. But in short summary, leadership has first and foremost in its goals trying to shape and determine what it is people think your micronation is. You can say, I am the Empire of Aeternia is a technological micronation that supports the environment and supports trying to become carbon negative. We are trying to recruit from all around the world to participate in the most advanced technological development the world's ever seen. You can pitch that to people, and that's great. And I think I made a solid pitch there. So if any of you want to support us, you can go to our Patreon, you can go to our website, you can go to our Discord. You all know the stuff. It's in the links in the description. But that doesn't necessarily prove to you that that's going to work. That doesn't necessarily make you feel more comfortable about joining the nation. The thing that makes you more comfortable about joining the nation is seeing the things that the nation does, is actually being able to participate in that and actually being able to know who it is. Once somebody feels like they know what you are, once somebody feels in their heart like they can guess, your alignment to them, whether you fit with their morals and their ideologies or not, is going to determine how friendly they are to your nation. Whether they want to join it, whether they want to, observe, or whether they have a disdain for it and they hate it. It's all about that leadership, and that leadership is your presence. If you are the leader of a micronation, or if you are within a group of leaders for a micronation, you are looked at as the representative of that nation. So if there's really bad stuff happening to you, and if it's not working out for you, and if you're having a lot of trouble, then a lot of the time that's going to reflect in your nation and in how much support it can get. Because if you don't feel confident and know what you're doing, other people won't feel confident and know what you're doing either. It's ultimately about portraying the image that you have in your head of your nation out to other people. And that is not something that is based on ideological bounds. That may be easier or harder with different ideological bounds because of the wideness or the narrowness of the net you're casting in who is interested in that ideology. But across the board, if you have a very charismatic leader, if you have somebody who really understands how to develop a nation and how to create teams of people, how to drive an economy or a business, those people are going to go very far almost regardless of ideology, because it is again about making people feel excited and comfortable working and doing what you're doing. It's about getting people to say yes and making them feel enthusiastic about what they're doing. And it's about providing sincere value to people. It doesn't matter if you have the best idea for a micronation in the world that everybody on paper is going to support. If there is nothing that anybody ever gets out of your micronation, they're probably not going to support it for very long. Even if you can get them, in the door, even if you can get people to sign up with citizenships, even if you can, have these large numbers to boast, it does not matter one bit if it's not doing anything for your nation because it's not doing anything for the people of your nation. And that is a big, big mark on leadership right there. If your nation can make people feel valuable, those people are willing to put more value into your nation, more than likely. When people join up for a citizenship or something like that, they know that they're subscribing to some sort of agreement. They know that they are trying to get into a deeper, more active role in your organization. And there has to be some payoff for that. People don't get their time back in this life. People don't, just give away their time for free to everything. There's a very limited time everybody has in their life. We're all trying to do our best to reach our own personal goals. And that being the case, you have to remember that people are going to need to develop those. So if you can align what you're doing in your nation and how it's growing to connect with other people and to resonate with other people and make people feel like, hey, if I just help these guys out, I'll be able to get so much and do so much toward my own goals, then they will sign up in a heartbeat. They will be excited to join because that's the leadership that has been developed. That is the culture that has been developed in your nation, is one of assisting people, is one of supporting that innovation, is one that is trying to make a name for itself in substance, not only in standing or in declaration. And that's just something that I have been wanting to talk about because I go on the subreddit. I view r/micronations. I don't know how much you guys know about that. I don't really post there too much anymore, but I view that. I view Twitter. I view Instagram. I have started doing a little bit on TikTok. If you guys are on TikTok, check us out there. We're just starting to get out. We got like 2 videos out, but all of those sources that I see micronations talking, even on YouTube, it seems like there are niches that are formed in micronationalism around the political ideology or culture that you have. If you see a communist micronation post something on Reddit, it's a whole bunch of people going, yeah, comrade, we're also communists. Or they go, you're terrible and bad. And there's like no in between. And I really don't like that. I think people's methods should be assessed as well as their standing or their declaration of type, One of our actual only alliance thus far, and our closest alliance by far, somebody who I consider a personal friend, General Secretary Brizette from the People's Republic of Parkistopia, runs a socialist/communist aspiring micronation. And that's fine by us. Again, that's something that's fine by my own ideology. And I'm comfortable with that. I can, work with people who are developing communist or socialist nations, even though that's not what I'm doing myself. But there are other people who do not like that, who would blast that really hard. So I feel like you should be thoughtful of that, because it is always it's always good to assert who you are and what you're doing and what your morals are, what your beliefs are, because it's going to figure out who you align with. But if you are already like aligning with people and like working on things and developing things, you probably should be mindful that if you do blast something really hard, it may affect those relationships and stuff. So it's good to be pointed. It's good to know what you're about and what you want and the direction that you want to go. But know that really hard does determine what direction you go. That determines what people are going to support you. That determines what people are going to make you their enemy, simply because of who you are, what your ideological beliefs are, etc. And it's not easy. It's not something that I would wish on anybody. People say, this type of micronation is cringe, or this type of micronation is embarrassing. Why would you ever start that type of micronation? That's silly. That's stupid. It's really not. Again, a lot of the things that I've tried to criticize on this channel, I've tried to criticize choices. I have tried to say, micronational war is dumb. That's across the board. It's not like this type of micronation is doing it, or this type of micronation is doing it. Micronations of every type start wars and fight with each other. And that, I was saying, specifically just doesn't have a benefit to it. But that's, again, for my own ideological purposes, my own points. But that still should allow anyone to develop a nation. And if my ideas are somewhat correct, then you can still develop any type of micronation that you want and not run into pitfalls that are going to slow you down or hold you up, like potentially war might. The other concept with that is that, and when I'm talking about war, I'm talking about these micronational wars, these little online fights and stuff. The other thing that I feel like really makes people feel uneasy about different types of micronations and about their support for different types of micronations is because of the macronational concepts that they espouse instead of what their micronational counterparts are actually capable of doing. People who are developing particular ideologies in micronationalism, a great one is democratic micronations. Any democratic micronation is probably not 100% purely perfectly democratic, simply because there have to be some leadership, roles in it. There have to be some things that are not voted on but are simply done. And there are ways to do that. For example, you can elect representatives who then make those decisions for you. But by the definition of a democracy, a really pure, true democracy, that is hard to do, if not nearly impossible for a micronation. Simply because once you get large enough, once you get to this weird range around like 12 or 13 people, maybe even sooner than that, you're probably not going to be able to come to a good decision on much of anything. You may have tiebreakers, you may have ways to push forward through that, but it's going to really slow down and stagnate the progress of your nation if every single time you have to do something, you have to vote on it. And again, that's my opinion. That's how I look at the development of these different nations, but that's an ideology, right? You can still be successful as a democratic micronation. You just are probably going to have to take steps that cement your development aside from your ideology. You may have to have, a decision that says, okay, everybody votes on everything, but in the case that there's, any confusion or anything that, we absolutely have to get done even if it's not voted on, this person is in charge of doing that. And that strays away from pure democratic ideals, having somebody who has kind of total final power to, make a decision. That sounds like a monarchy. Or it sounds like some, connection to a monarchy or some connection to potentially a republic. But nonetheless, that is still a crucial thing for micronations to have as a stepping stone in their development. And you can still say, I have a micronation that is attempting to be purely democratic and wants to get there eventually to where everybody votes on everything. There are representatives, there are people who make decisions, but it all comes down to votes in the nation. Everything that happens is taken to a vote. And that's possible. It's just hard, and it's just going to limit who it is that is going to support your nation. But that's with any ideology that you claim. There are always going to be strengths. There are always going to be weaknesses. It's like picking a class in D&D. It's like saying, oh, well, only the barbarians are the best ones. The rogues and the mages are stupid. The rogues and paladins are dumb. It's silly. It's silly to do that. You have to understand that every build style is different, and it's going to have different strengths and weaknesses. The same thing with different micronational ideologies. And it sucks that people don't realize that. Because it can hinder a lot of progress. Nations won't support each other, won't align with each other because they're of a particular ideology. Nations will fight each other, and will say mean things online to each other because they're of a different ideology. And there's no benefit that is gained from that. As well, it just makes you a more polarizing figure. instead of actually being able to help people develop countries, instead of actually being able to give people solid advice on what you're doing and what they're doing, now you are specifically like tempted to a worldview, to a group of people who are going to support your ideology and what you say and what you believe, and you kind of ostracize the rest of the people who you were speaking against. You know, if you say this or that type of micronational ideology is bad, then you're saying, okay, so all those people just don't I don't want you here. I don't want you here at all. I'm not trying to, advocate for you whatsoever. And that sucks because we're all people with dreams. We're all people who are trying our hardest to make something that is going to impact the world and is going to affect people. At least that's how I view micronationalism. Micronationalism to me is something that is a passion project, but more so than that, something that I hope affects the world and something that I am trying to change my own life with. I am betting a lot of my own time and my own money and my own development on micronationalism and on the concept that I can get people to support this and that I can bring people in who know more than me about different subjects and who can help to educate me and to prepare me to continue developing this nation. And as that nation develops, we choose to develop in a direction to support the people that are underneath us so that they can have a more simple time helping us to develop and can also get significant gains and reimbursement for their time doing that. So that being the case, micronationalism is a very, very serious thing to me. Micronationalism is something that I have dedicated years of my life to, and I can tell that there are people in this community all over the world who are hoping and dreaming in a very similar way that I am, and looking up and saying, if only I could get people to support this ideology, if only I could get people to hear me out and to know what I want to say, the world would be so much better, and there would be a place for people like me to develop and to grow like I want to. And then it sucks to get into a community that you think gives you that and fills that void. Hey, all of these people are like me. They're just trying to create their own countries. They're just trying to do their own thing. They don't like the way that things are established right now. They want to make things better. And then the first person that you see goes, yeah, but if you're trying to do this thing, you're wrong and you should stop. That sucks. That sucks. Because it just discourages a whole bunch of people who may be adults, who may be kids, to say, that dream that you're after, that thing that you're trying to do, don't do it. Don't stop it, shut it down. And it makes me so sad to hear that. I don't think as a community we should really be advocating for that, for supporting one ideology over another. I say, monarchism is the best thing, and I've said, I think it's hard for democratic micronations to develop, but I've never said don't make a democracy. You should 100% do that because it's who you are. You can also help other nations to develop and to learn more about themselves by introducing other ideological concepts to it and trying to get those to develop. If you'll excuse me 1 second, guys, I am going to shut off an alarm. I am back. I am back in business. We're back in the Bursners. It's hard. It's hard to make a micronation. It's hard to develop a country. It's hard to devote your life to something that you feel like is really worthwhile doing and really something that can help to change the world, and have people shut it down and shoot away. I hope none of you get discouraged by that. Even if your micronation is different than mine, even if your ideology is different than mine, even if you develop completely opposite to what I do, I hope that you continue to pursue what you're interested in, only so that you may learn more about who you are as a person and learn more about the world. I can't say that every micronation is going to succeed. I don't think that's the case. I think it's, even if you're doing everything right, even if you're a good leader, even if you are, putting a lot of time and effort in, sometimes it's the luck of the draw. Sometimes it's where you are, what you're doing, what your time and effort is like. Sometimes it's even just circumstantial. You may run into somebody all of a sudden who is excited about your nation and who has a whole bunch of skills that they can apply to it, and then your nation takes off, and you're like, oh no, I had no idea, you know. So that can all be just a part of it. But these are all people that are grinding to try and make that happen for themselves, who are trying to put themselves in a position such that if they get the opportunity to do well, that they can do very well. And so even if you're different than me, even if we have moral or ideological differences, I still want you to know that I'm proud of what you're doing. Like, I don't know. I don't always agree with individual micronationalists' decisions on what they're doing and how they're growing and how they're developing, but I appreciate them as other people who are trying to build and develop. In the same way with like engineering or anything, you know, engineers as a total group are people who are trying to build and develop and innovate. Of course, there are some like standard morals to engineering. Even if somebody is not following those morals, you can dislike the thing that they're doing, and you can say, I don't think that that is good. I don't think that that is the right way to be going in an individual instance. But you probably shouldn't say like civil engineers are bad, or like, you know, this type of engineer or that type of engineer is bad, or people who work in weapons are bad and shouldn't, you know, engineers who work in weapons shouldn't do that anymore, because you don't know the reasoning that they're doing it, you don't know the actual plans that they have, and ultimately, even if you're ideologically opposed, they're still developing the field. You know, they're still doing something that you ultimately rely on to be a part of. So I don't understand the complaints. I don't understand why there's so much division in the micronational community. It's a whole bunch of people who like politics and who are really geared up for stuff like that, and just want to pick fights with people of other ideologies, I feel, and to flex their muscles and to say, this is why my ideology and my concept is better than everyone else's. And that sucks. I don't like that at all. Homegrown gamer kid said, I'm the only one in chat. It's good to see you, and it doesn't look like it. I see some other people. Ovlov says, nah, hey, very cool. But yeah, so I appreciate all you guys hanging out today, and I appreciate all you guys listening to my rant. I want to talk more about the Empire of Aeternia. I want to talk more about what we're doing, but I feel like I had to bring that up because I don't know, you know, you guys tell me, have you ever seen stuff like this in the community? I feel like it's all over, and I see it almost every single time I get online, and it sucks because I see people quit the community all the time. I see people struggle and struggle, you know, potentially for like a year or 2 years, 3 years, and then drop their micronation. One, sometimes because of, you know, their own personal issues and whatever's going on in their life. But then it's crazy that the other, like, you know, top reason for why people quit micronationalism is because of a toxic community, is because they're like, people don't like what I'm doing, and they constantly shit on my ideas, and they constantly make everything harder and worse for me because they don't want me to be a part of this community. That's bad. That's bad because you never know if that person whose ideology you don't like may develop something in particular in their nation that's really cool and works really well and can be applied to a lot of different nations to help them succeed. You'll never know that because that nation doesn't exist anymore. And that's a part of the history of micronationalism. That is a part of making something that we are building as a community, as a collective. We're all trying to strive toward this goal of making these independent countries and making them better, making them more accessible to people, and making them more established in the world to other recognized powers. But that all being the case, you have to do it genuinely, and you have to do it in a way that supports other micronationalists. You don't have to support everything they do. You don't have to like the ideology that they are about, but you shouldn't discourage people from existing in that ideology because everyone has a place to develop something themselves. And that's what micronationalism is. You don't have to like it, that's what it is, but that is what it is. And if you're going to sit down at the table and if you're going to, play that game, you shouldn't fuss and make noise about other people who are playing the same game on the opposite side of the table. It's silly. It's silly and it's disappointing, man. I don't know. Ooh. Homegrown Gamer Kid said animation coming soon to this channel by me, maybe soon. Okay. Says I don't know. I'm glad. I know. So, I believe that's Onyx. Onyx created in our Discord a cool like intro thing, and he made like an animation. It was really cool. He has this like I guess it's like a fox ear guy. That's kind of his signature animation character, and it was really cool. He sent us some artwork that we posted on Twitter, actually, if you want to go and check that out, and check out their Twitter as well. But the thing that he made, he made like a little short that we were going to put on the channel, but it was pretty much just an ad. And I feel bad because I want to support other channels and I want to do other stuff. Again, go check them out. But I don't want to make the channel a place for like advertising other nations. Or advertising other groups, and that to be all it is. I want there to be some substance for you guys. I want there to be something that you guys can take with you at the end of that, so we can say, look at this cool creative person, but also they're giving you some information that you need, and then saying, okay, so now go check them out, and showing you a reason for that, having some exchange there. And so Onyx was kind enough, once I explained the situation, to redo that animation. So we may get a new animation from them that's even hyper than the last one. I liked the last one. It was pretty cool. It was cute. It just had, like the primary thing was essentially go check out my channel. And that's not a bad thing at all. You guys should go check out the channel. But we want to have something here that when you guys click on a link to one of our new videos that you go, there's going to be something here. There's going to be something here that I'm excited about that's going to help me as a micronation, that's going to help me as a part of this community, or that at least is going to be fun and interesting to watch. So I appreciate you, Onyx, for doing that, for taking the time out to make cool art for us and to make cool, different animations for us. And people respond really well to that, so it means a lot. I appreciate it. So the biggest question that I have now about the micronational community that I want to know, I want people to like reach out. If you're in the comments after this video, if you're live in the live stream, please hit me up. What micronations have you seen that are, calling out other micronations? What micronations have you seen who make the community more divisive? What micronations have you seen that don't want to help progress the community in a positive way? Tell me individual micronations, because a lot of the time, again, we try to broadly generalize them. We try to say, this is the good micronation type, or this is the bad micronation type. That's such a broad stroke. We need to figure out what it is that individual micronations are doing that's better or worse. And I would love to start a series that essentially does that. I titled this thing Good versus Bad Micronations because I want people to think about that, and I want to hopefully have people check that out. Is like, let's go through a few nations. If we can check some out on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever, who are doing things in the right way, who are doing things the wrong way. I don't want to go and pick apart, different nations and like shit on their stuff. So if you guys send me, your own nation potentially, or a nation that you are in a disagreement with or whatever, or a nation that you've seen online that's doing a particular thing, I will judge the particular thing, and that's what I want to see. If you see somebody who posted like a crazy Twitter post or whatever, let's talk about it. If you see somebody who posts something crazy on like Instagram or whatever, let's talk about it. If you see a nation who's like going and like spamming other people's servers or whatever, like hit me up. Because I want to talk about those concepts in connection to a particular nation and particular events. We're talking about the history of countries here, and it's something that is important to note on each step of our own development, how the other people around us are doing, how they're interacting, and what makes them better or worse for the community at this time. all these videos that you guys pay attention to, all these times that you guys come and hang out in the live chat and are just helping us to do stuff, that's a moment in history. This is like a time capsule. This is a specific flash in the pan for the micronational community. And defining what it is that's happening external to us and to the rest of the community is just as important as what we're doing here. So please let me know what's happening. I'm curious to figure out a little bit more. And again, I feel like I would feel bad just perusing Reddit or perusing Twitter, Instagram, saying this micronation's doing this wrong and this micronation's doing right. But I am excited to see if we can get some concepts going around. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, wait, Emperor AP, should I make an animation here and on my channel of the history of my micronation? So that's another thing. Oh, goodness. So many rules. So that's the other thing, is we want, like, original content. It's a thing where if we don't take, like, original content, if we're taking stuff that's from, like, other people, one, it makes it hard because then the content on our channel isn't unique and people visit our channel less because they're like, oh, I could just get this content somewhere else. So if we allowed that, a lot of our content submissions would be something old from someone else's stuff that they just decided to give us, which isn't bad. You know, if we're putting it into like a clip show or something like that where we just have a whole bunch of submissions, we may be able to do something like that at some point. But for right now, if you want us to post a standalone video on our channel of something that you're doing or something that you're interested in, please make it unique to our channel. You know, you don't have to make it about our channel. You can make it about your nation, but we want it to be original, just us content that you're not going to post anywhere else, that's not going to be something that's being developed on another channel. We want original, unique content. So just something for us, please. Just something that's going to be created for the purpose of the Empire of Aeternia's channel, so that way people get that enjoyment out of it. They say, ooh, I'm watching this because it's the thing on the Empire of Aeternia. It's a way to showcase who you are and what you're doing while also giving something back to our community. And if the community goes, you know, and checks out your stuff, but it's just the same thing that was on our channel, I don't know. I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose. So I wouldn't like that. I would want one that's unique. Whatever you're going to make unique to our channel, please. Republic of Olive says, does Aeternia have its own EAS alarm? Let me jump on the interwebs, online screen. Hey, and here's my notes for today's video. EAS alarm. What is an EAS alarm? An EAS alarm is an emergency alert system. National warning. Oh, I've seen a ton of micronations who do that. No, we don't have an emergency alert system. The Empire of Aeternia has a very strong digital presence. The Empire of Aeternia is an empire, so we are spread across the world. There are people who are citizens of our country who are in opposite sides of the United States, who are in other parts of the world. So having localized emergency alert systems for when things are happening here inside of the land of the Empire of Aeternia does not accurately represent the whole empire, and thus there's no reason to have an emergency alert system. You know, the people who live here, like, you know, geographically is two. So it's not necessary for us to have an emergency alert system or something like that to be broadcasting out to the whole empire that doesn't affect the whole empire. We may cover specific things, you know, and talk about them after the fact. If there's something crazy that happens here, for example, the other day, we got a snake intruder alert sort of thing. It wasn't really. We found a snake outside. He was hanging out. He was a garter snake. We showed him off on the channel, and then we released him back into the wild. We will do little things like that, little stories about things that have happened to us. So if there was a crazy hurricane or something like that happened here, a crazy storm that would require an emergency alert system, or if somebody, you know, tried to break in or something like that, we may talk about that after the fact and develop that story for you guys after the fact. But we probably won't be like, emergency alert system, we're sounding the alarm for every Aeternian, because that's not effective. It's not actually helping everybody in our empire. I would say if you are a nation that is very localized, if you say it's me and my 20 friends and we all live in this one field and we all are like working together and we're actively all live there, then sure, do an emergency alert system. If you're like, it's all these people in the same town, it's, we have 12 people in the same town who are all working and developing, then sure, do an emergency alert system. For us, it's not beneficial. It takes a long time and regular, consistent effort and updating to create a system like that. And it's not that it's not good. It's very good for a lot of people's micronations. It's not super beneficial for us, just because of the setup that we're going for, because of how we develop as a country. We will probably eventually have one. Once we get to the point where we're like having people in a location that is, consistently there, if we start getting a local population of 20, 30 people, something like that, then yeah, of course we can create an app and we can have an emergency alert system that triggers on the app, and that's not too difficult. But we don't create emergency alerts for all of our citizens across the world. That's a great question though. Homegrown gamer kid said, okay, then I make it on here only. That sounds good. I appreciate it. And again, that shouldn't discourage you from like posting things on your own channel. If you're like, I want to make a video about my country on my channel, you should just do that. But then make whatever else you want for here separate. And if you want to make your thing here, then I'm excited to see what you do on your channel. So I can't wait. Thank you, Homegrown gamer kid. Thank you, Onyx. Volt said, hiya, love the outfit today, man. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it. This is the Empire of Aeternia, if you don't know Volt. I'm not sure if you've ever seen this, but this is my micronational uniform. As the leader, as the Emperor of the Empire of Aeternia, this is what I wear traditionally. This may evolve in the future, actually. We're trying to design clothes for the Empire of Aeternia, like a specific aesthetic design for different types of clothes, traditional Aeternian clothes that we're going to have, and it's going to kind of fit a similar theme, and it's going to have different, summer versions, winter versions, that I am super excited to show off, but that's still in absolute, baby levels right now. We're slowly trying to develop and understand what that's going to be. But I appreciate the props on the outfit. I'm sure you are styling to the nines yourself. But I will say, if you have not seen this before, if you haven't seen, the ascot, the shirt and the jacket, the green jacket, go check out our other video. We have a ton of stuff on that. But in particular, we have how to dress like a leader, which is its own video. It talks about micronational uniforms and about how to style yourself and how to dress yourself as a leader in micronationalism. So if you're interested in that, I recommend go and check that out after this video. But the emergency alert system thing was a great point. I do like that, and I feel like that's practical for a lot of nations. It's just not super practical for us. Volt says, maybe like an update alert system. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what they're kind of going for. Again, I feel like if it was stuff that affected our whole empire, like we might do that at some point, but I feel like it would just be pinging people. One of the things that's good about the Empire of Aeternia is that we've been able to accomplish effectively that without ever needing an emergency alert system. Because of our Discord. Our Discord has like 200 something people on it. It's a good amount of people. And we have, all of our citizens, not all of our citizens, almost all of our citizens are on Discord, are on our Discord actively and regularly. So if we ever need to broadcast something out to all of our citizens, all we have to do is hit @citizens or hit, @here, and generally it'll like ping them and they can check it out. We can even go into special Discord channels within our server that they are all specifically attached to as citizens, and we can ping the channel, and that gives them notifications just like they would get on an emergency alert system. So as of right now, we kind of don't need it. We have something that works effectively enough as an emergency alert system without being an emergency alert system, and we use it for a different purpose. We use it to update people in our nation about what's happening, but most of the time that's not like crazy, world-ending emergencies. A lot of the time it is, hey, this is, a video that we just made. Go check out the video. Hey, this is where we're going to be this afternoon. Come check us out. Come support us. Stuff like that. So that's the EAS that the Empire of Aeternia has. But that is great. I appreciated Volt, and I appreciated Olaf for bringing that concept up. Ooh, Homegrown Kid said, I do not accept defeat. If you're ringing the emergency alert system alarm, maybe you will be. That life alert. No, I believe in you. I believe in you. Republic of Olaf says, has Eternia ever been involved in any micronational war? We have never been involved in a micronational war. We are staunchly against micronational war, and that is, again, a moral thing. That's something associated with us. We also don't want a military at all. The Empire of Aeternia is not a militaristic micronation to any degree. I wouldn't say that we're pacifist either. Like, we wouldn't, if we were legitimately, assaulted. Like, if somebody kicked down the door and started trying to fight us, we wouldn't just lay down and say, oh, that's it. But we also don't need to have 50 armed guards with AK-47s, walking around the building. It's not necessary. We don't nearly produce enough to be worried about somebody robbing us or something like that. And as well, we just have the local macronational authorities that can handle stuff even better than if we did have, the most well-equipped militia or military that we could have. It's still, at the end of the day, is going to become useless as soon as you have to involve any authority. And if you don't involve any authority higher than your micronational militia or micronational army to settle a dispute, then you're probably starting to do illegal stuff. Like, if you have armed people going and, harassing other people who have harassed your nation, you start to get into, criminal territory. So anything online, any micronational war that's like, oh, we went and we, blew up somebody's server and we, doxed it and we did all this stuff. No. We've never done anything like that. We're not interested in anything like that because ultimately it wastes time. All of the time that somebody could spend pinging a server. We've had people who have pinged our server and called it a micronational war. We don't support that. I've never been a part of a micronational war. I've been a part of people pinging my server and being annoying. But one, it's easy to ban them, so I don't understand what their win condition is. The second thing is that it's not an effective use of your time. For all of that time that they could have spent, instead of copying and pasting the same lines of text and having to hit enter, over and over and over again to ping the channel, what they could have been doing instead is developing a list of concepts for their nation and posting that online. They could have been making a YouTube video talking about their nation and posting that. They could have been going around their community and showing people other micronations and talking to people about micronationalism and doing that. You could be developing in a million different ways, but instead, if you're going online every day and just pinging other people and being annoying and getting shut out of servers, it's not only not helping you to develop, it's making things worse for you because you're isolating yourself further and further from this little niche community that we have as it is. If there are maybe 1,000 people that you can interact with in micronationalism at any given time, and there are more than that, but let's just give a small estimate. If any one micronationalist can possibly reach out to 1,000 other micronationalists at any one time, then when you're doing stuff like pinging their servers and blowing them up and causing problems, people are going to leave. People are not going to want you to be a part of their stuff. They're going to kick you out or they're going to leave whatever you're a part of. So no, we've never been a part of a micronational war. We don't support that. In fact, if you want to see another video about that, we have our video, Why War is Stupid, especially micronational war. You can go check out that video. It's one of the most popular ones on our channel. I think it's getting close to 10,000 views. So if you guys want to help that and make that even crazier, please go and support it and please go give it a like. And comment on it. Let me know what you think. A lot of the videos that we've done in the past are a little bit silly. They have a little bit of a goofy edge to them. But they are meant to translate real information about the micronational community and about what we're doing. So if you're interested, check it out. Let me know what you think. But that was a great question. Homegrown Kid says, so there are perks and downsides of being an animator. I would completely agree with that. 100%. Eternia has been dabbling in a little bit of animation stuff ourselves, actually. And whenever I saw Onyx talking about animation, wanted to do stuff, I was really excited because we've been working on a project that I've been wanting to reveal for like quite a minute, but I have not been able to do it. So animation takes a lot of time and is a big undertaking. So if you are interested in developing as an animator, know that that's the struggle. A lot of time, a lot of difficulty, but I'm sure Onyx can tell you a lot more about that. Um, Republic of Oz. Hold up. First off, Volt says, oh damn, he says, I wouldn't say we are pacifist as I sent that. Volt says micronational pacifist. Yeah, see, Volt, I got you. You think you're a Volt. I'm quicker than a Volt. I'm the speed of light. You trying to mess with that C over here? You gotta be 1 over the square root of, what is it? Mu naught epsilon naught. Whatever it is. I'm the speed of light. I beat you, Volt. Um, Physics memes. Republic of Ovlov says, does Eternia have its own space program like Malacia? That's a great question. So the first short answer, super quick answer, no. We don't, but that's not something that's hard to develop at all. I have a background in physics. Tiffany has a background in engineering. That's not hard for us to do at all. Malacia did some cool stuff with their space program, but they were shooting up model rockets. That's something that, they were big model rockets and they shot them pretty far up. But ultimately, that is what that was. I would say the cool thing about Malacia is they're out in the middle of the desert. So they could shoot off rockets and not be worried about it landing on anybody's house. We're in Alabama. We're in, a pretty dense community as well in Alabama. We're not, super rural. So it's a thing where we would be significantly concerned about that. We don't have the land right now to be shooting things off, but even when we do, I think we would have to have a good reason to start a space program. Clout is a great reason to start a space program. If you can push the boundaries of stuff that people have done, then sure, 100% start a space program. But that's a hard thing to do. There are people who make their entire careers about trying to launch little tiny satellites and trying to shoot up, really large scale model rockets and things like that. And so to compete with those people is very difficult and takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money. So it's not worth us, jumping in the ring, throwing our hat in the ring to try and compete with literal rocket scientists at this moment when we can't do it justice. Right now, the Empire of Aeternia is focusing on, its economy, dealing with our metal production. If you haven't seen any of our videos where we are melting metal with a plasma arc that we're shooting on it, melting copper, melting aluminum, you guys should go and check that out because that's something I've been hype about. But that's all to say that we're trying to focus on specific things. So we will eventually, I will say that, we will one day, I'm certain, be competing and be throwing our hat in the ring for a micronational space program, for an Eternian space program. But we want that to be the hypeness. We want to make a legitimate space program if we're going to call it a space program. We're not going to half-ass a space program. We're not going to, send up a little GoPro, to a few thousand feet or so. We want to send something up to space. If we're going to create a space program, we would want to send something into orbit, into low Earth orbit, or potentially onto a mission out of Earth's gravitational pull. So that would be something that takes a lot of manpower, would require hired paid employees to be regularly and actively monitoring the things that we're launching to make sure we have the proper permits to launch, and to make sure that once it is launched that it actively stays online and that they can monitor it and make sure they know where it's going, what it's doing, that they can update the proper authorities about that. a legitimate space program is a huge undertaking, costing, at minimum hundreds of thousands of dollars, at maximum millions or billions of dollars. You see Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, they're doing just the big boy version of model rocketry. They're just starting these private enterprises to try and push the bounds of rocketry. So, and to some extent, it is a big blow of their money. But I think there's a time and place for it, I should say. Ultimately, there is a time and place for it. But that's a great question. Homegrown Kid says, no. Bellagio said hi. It's good to see you, Bellagio. Thank you for joining us. We've been talking about types of micronations, why some micronations like to judge other micronations and call ideologies good or bad. Let us know what you think about that. Have you ever been kind of ostracized from the community because of your micronational interests? What type of micronation are you? Specifically, we've been talking about communist micronations and stuff like that, getting really hard judged, anarchist micronations, stuff like that. Even religious-based micronations. So let us know. Volt says it needs a space program. We will have one eventually, but we want to do it big. We want to do it right. And so until we can do it right, we're not going to claim, we're going to start a space program when it's going to be that big. It's not worth it. We have better things to do with our time as of the moment. And when we do that, it's going to blow everybody away. Homegrown gamer Kid said, when you said ping, I got pinged. Ha, got you. I'm just a psychic. I just know. Bellagio said, I reckon there are 10,000 active micronationalists. That's probably a good estimate. I would say that's the thing that's crazy, is the micronational community has grown a lot. When I started out in the micronational community, I didn't know how many active micronationalists there were. MicroWiki was the main thing. There were some people on Twitter and some people on Instagram and stuff, but it was so small, so little, very irregular development. Nobody was doing weekly updates on their micronation. Nobody was doing super regular pushes for their nation. So right whenever I started looking into micronationalism, there wasn't a ton there. Now I feel like there are a good few thousand active, regular, participating micronationalists, but they fall in and out of the system so quick. There are tons that develop, and they have their ideals, and they go, and then within a year, they are gone. And there's a whole nother micronation that's replacing them. That's why I've always advocated for people to join micronations instead of starting their own, so that they can help participate and to prop up those who are actively growing and developing and pushing the community. And then if you do start your own micronation, make sure that you follow the proper procedures to ensure that your micronation is stable and that it can grow from there. And that's what today's video has been all about, is this concept of whatever people think that what type of micronation you choose to develop is going to be the end-all be-all. It's going to define what it is that you can do in the community and how successful you're going to be. That's not the case. So look back in this video if you want to hear more about that, but you should pursue whatever type of micronation it is that you want without fear of that. And I think that's why there is 10,000 active micronationalists, as Bellagio says. I think that's a fairly good estimate, but I think that fluctuates so hard. And if there were more stable nations that were doing more, we would have a larger community, because it's easier to show people how successful they can be if you have a few more that are really, really stable. So, Manu says, if micronations didn't war, they would have already reached space. JK. Well, so I feel like not necessarily, but they would be doing a lot cooler stuff. I feel like if there were less micronations who went to war, who, ping each other and who cause problems online, if they were actually working together and helping to develop, we would have a much bigger micronational community. There would be micronations on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, who were dealing in tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers. Right now, we have one or two micronations that are in the 10K, range. Molossia and Sealand and Liberland, maybe. All of those are the top three, but they're not super active. They're not the regularly grinding, active, pushing micronations. Those are smaller down the list. Those are, in the 1,000, 2,000, stuff like that. But even then, it's, there's very few there. Most micronational stuff is just very unknown. And the more that you could develop it, the more that you could push it, the larger our community would get, because people would find interest in your specific niche in micronationalism and would then help to prop up the rest of micronationalism. Um, ooh, uh, Volt says LMAO. Hey, I have a background in coding. Maybe I could help with a space program. I'm in the desert, so I could shoot off rockets for sure. That's very cool. I appreciate it. If you have a background in programming, Volt, if you're not already a part of a micronation, you should join the Empire of Aeternia. We definitely want that. If you can hit us up either through email at eternianempire@gmail.com. If you hit us up through our website, you can sign up to be a citizen. If you type in the Empire of Aeternia, it should be the second link. I think the first one's our YouTube, the second one's our website. Or you can even hit us up on Discord. Again, all those links should be on the channel or potentially in the description of this video once I post it, or once it goes on the channel. But ultimately, I would love to have you as a part of the Empire of Aeternia. We need people who are good at coding. We have a number of projects right now that are actively needing to use programming. So if you are interested, please let me know. I'm super excited about that. Volt says, I'll put a little guy on the rocket. I love it. Republic of Olav says, at Volt, I'm planning to launch a lizard to the mesosphere. Oh, goodness. Be careful, Olav, excuse me. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, hey, I made a gif of the Eternian flag. Ooh, can I see it? Is it on the Discord? Where is it? I saw, oh, wait, no, I saw it. That was the thing that did I post it? Did I post it? I posted your other thing. I know that. Homegrown says, I made a micro wiki. Nice. Bellagio says, we get judged a lot and understand that when it comes, hold up. Bellagio is saying, let me read the full accurate comment. We get judged a lot and understand where it comes from, and have even convinced some anti-communists onto our side. I also feel bad for religious micronations. If you do no harm, you're good. Agreed. Bellagio says, so why do people care? We just want equality. We have also found a new citizen who may be joining our nation. Congratulations. See, it's about the niche. It has nothing to do with what type of nation you found. It's just getting people to support the same ideology that you're talking about. If you don't have a way to get those people to support you, then it doesn't matter what ideology you have, you're not going to grow. Vice versa, if you're good at it, it doesn't matter what type of ideology you have, you will grow. So I respect you, Bellagio. As a communist micronation, I hope you continue to strive and develop and do well so that you can make the micronational community a more inclusive place. I think that's probably one of the things that keeps a lot of people out of the micronational community, is that they hear from other people, or they realize themselves, hey, when I go into the micronational community, there's only going to be a handful of ideologies that are really accepted by the general community, and everybody else is going to try and shut them down. So you making a space in the community for communist micronations, and especially making a successful communist micronation, will do a ton for the people that follow after you. So I am so excited that you're doing that. Please keep me updated, and I can't wait to see what you do. Volt says, I'm already in your Discord. I'd love to join as a citizen. Hey, perfect. Please reach out then. You can even DM me on Discord. Just send me, a personal DM. Said, hey, I was in the live stream today, and I want to become a citizen. I will send you a citizenship application. You can fill that out. I'll get back with you pretty soon about it. If you ping me about it and ask me, like, hey, I've filled out the application. When can I get it back? I'll go through and look for yours specifically and start to fill it out and respond back to you with an email. So essentially the main things that we look for in citizens is trying to understand what it is you're good at, which you've already said coding, so that's great. And then just trying to make sure that we have a practical way to apply that. So congratulations on your coding abilities, and I can't wait to see what we can do together. Manu says, I think that if you want success as a micronation / micronationalist, you need to start a new project, initiative, or business. You need a clear and doable goal. I completely agree, Manu. Thank you for that. I 100% support that idea because it is about that innovation. Like you said, you need to start a new project, initiative, or business. All of those are about that innovation that I talked about earlier in the stream. Um, Micronationalism in general is about making something that's better than what you came from. If nobody, if they are perfectly happy with and comfortable with the way that their society is going, would make a micronation, because you're diverting resources away from the nation that you're a part of in order to develop that. Um, so I feel like, if you were developing a micronation and you truly want it to be another country, if you're not just doing it as a personal interest, a hobby that you don't seriously expect to grow, if you really want to develop a country, you are doing so to make a better life for yourself, for the people who are in your nation, and that has to be an innovation. If you're not making things better, you're making them worse, or you're keeping the status quo, which neither of those things are what micronationalism is about, so you have to be innovating. When you innovate, of course, there is an economic component. Of course, there is a component for your society, for your citizens, for what you're trying to do in this community. So the more that you can make a legitimate impact on people, and the more that you can help people to feel excited about micronationalism, the more you are doing a service to our community, and the quicker your nation as a nation is going to grow and develop, because people will like your ideas and they'll be excited about what you want to do. And for the people who are shutting people down and poo-pooing and shoo-shooing them, shame, because that sucks. It sucks to be grinding so hard to do something and to develop something, only to then have someone say, no, you can't. That's bad. Yeah, I don't like that. You're wrong for that. Especially when it's just based on an ideology and not their particular actions as a person. Manu says, not necessarily the goal of your micronation, but just a goal. Absolutely. But I feel like those are kind of one and the same, right? Like if you say, for example, with the Empire of Aeternia, we are developing a metal refining industry. We are trying to refine high purity metals. We were trying to refine metals into high purity, and we're trying to find customers to purchase those. That in itself is a goal, a doable goal for us, but it is also the goal of our nation. It's not the only goal of our nation, but it is an economic goal, which means it is crucial to who we are. It is a part of our culture now. The things that you work on and spend your time on as a nation are going to reflect in the people that live there and what they are interested in, what they want to do. So yeah, 100%. The things that are goals in your nation are also a part of the culture of your nation, and also are a part of what your nation is. So I feel like nobody should ever slack on that or slouch on it or feel like, that's something different. That you have to have some goals that are your nation's goals, and then some goals that are like your doable, achievable goals. Those things should be one and the same. Your nation shouldn't be trying to shoot for crazy big goals, like saying, oh, we're going to in 5 years, we're going to have $4 million, and we're going to have 800 acres of land, and we're going to, reach the moon. Okay. But if you have legitimate practical plans that you can see a step-by-step path to achieving, those goals should be accurate to your nation, because they're based on the scale and abilities of your nation. So good luck to all of you out there striving to grow your nation, striving to create those doable, achievable goals, and I wish you luck in that. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, I sent the gift. Thank you. Volt says, most definitely. I'll hit you up as soon as I can. Thank you, Volt. That means a lot. Homegrown Gamer Kid says, yeah, you already know I'm good at animation. I know it, Homegrown Gamer Kid. I appreciate it. You're killing that game. But I want that citizen. I want a citizen who's good at animation so that we can make like Eternia-specific videos. I would be really excited about it. Volt says, I do video game design. I started up programming with robotics, but I ended up doing video game design because it allows me to implement my art into my games. So I'm also an artist. That's awesome, Volt. I actually have a question for you then. As you become a citizen, I really want some of our citizens to develop unique stuff for us. So we already have somebody working on like film stuff for us. I want that to continue. we are trying to create unique culture in the Empire of Aeternia, and the only way to do that is by creating unique cultural items. So we already have somebody who's working on a film right now for us. I would love to see, a very short film. I would love to see music as well, unique Eternian music. So if anybody wants to be a citizen or is a citizen who has any musical abilities, we want some unique Eternian music. We posted a little bit a while back on the channel. There was something that I did, and it was just a little short of me playing on the keyboard, but that was cool, and that was Eternian music. I also want to see Eternian art, so like Eternian drawings, Eternian sculptures, Eternian, paintings, things like that. Even like propaganda art and stuff like that. If you are interested in developing something like that, if you're an artist, Volt, we would love that. We need Eternian culture to shine through. We need some fresh ideas from young artists to help shape the future of this nation, and you could be doing that for us. You could say, hey, this is Eternian art. This is something that is a part of the Eternian lexicon and what people think about when they come to our nation. And what I really want to do is be able to take all those examples and, one, put them on this YouTube channel for people to see as a collaboration, as a collection of all of our different works of art. But the other thing is that I want to be able to put it up on our website. If we get enough, digital art, if we get enough digital media that I could put it on our website, I would love to do like a little art gallery where it's just pictures that people have created and developed that are based around the Empire of Aeternia and its culture, and just show those and say, hey, look, this is stuff from all different artists, from all different people who have come to develop different things. So if you want your portfolio shown on our website, if you want to have some cool art pieces displayed as a part of the Empire of Aeternia, if you want to make a part of the Empire of Aeternia unique and your own, please do so. I would love that. I'm excited to continue that project, and if you're on board, we will have another step on the way to achieving our goal. So thank you. And I'm excited to see you into so many different things. Programming is really cool, art is really cool, and robotics. Combining something that's in a STEM field, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and combining, art and your passion for creatively developing are essential to each other. The more creatively you can think, the better you will be at the STEM field that you're interested in. The better that you are at the STEM field that you're interested in, the more ways you will be able to apply your art. So that's really cool, and I congratulate you on that. I think you're well on a road to success in whatever you want to do in life. Goodness, sorry, I'm stuffed up today, guys. Manu says the U.S. didn't become rich and powerful by just existing. There were people there doing different stuff to try and achieve different goals. Agreed. And a lot of the time they were competing with each other, and a lot of the time they were trying to, create something before someone else. Sometimes the things that they developed that were so successful were accidents trying to create something entirely different. Dr. Pepper, for example, used to be like a cold medicine that never worked as a cold medicine, but ultimately became a soft drink. And it's one of the most successful soft drink brands in the world, down with Coke and Pepsi and stuff like that. In a similar extent, there are lots and lots of things that have been created in the United States and across the world that are based around someone just working and working and working to try and make something cool, and they do. If you are really putting enough time and effort and dedication into something, it is very unlikely that you will not create something that's absolutely amazing. So I believe in you all, and I am excited to show that off in the Empire of Aeternia. If you feel like you aren't getting support and help in your nation, if you feel like you aren't, getting to where you want to be with what you're doing, whether you're the leader of a micronation, whether you are, a part of another micronation, or whether you're just somebody who has stumbled onto this channel and are not sure what you're watching, the Empire of Aeternia is a country that wants to help you. The Empire of Aeternia is a country that wants to represent you, and the Empire of Aeternia is a country that needs innovation, just like you. So if you want to put the work in, if you want to help us develop a country, please come on down. We will be excited to have you. Also, speaking of that, if you are in Alabama, if there's anybody in Alabama, please reach out to me and let me know, because we are really wanting to develop our first big role in the Empire of Aeternia in a long time. We are wanting to designate a blacksmith, somebody whose entire purpose and job in the Empire of Aeternia is to handle our forging. We actually want to name them, the head blacksmith or the chief blacksmith, and actually have them oversee our metal production industry. I eventually want that to be a part-time paid position. That's something that will, actually earn that person a little bit of an income when they can come and melt. But I want to first make it like an apprenticeship and be able to teach that person how to do this properly. So even if you have no experience blacksmithing or welding or doing anything like that, please let me know. If you are local to us, if you are anywhere in the Alabama area, let me know, because we absolutely want to have somebody to fill that role soon. We're going to be looking locally as well. There are a few people that I have in mind to try and kind of reach out to, see what they think about it. But ultimately, I am looking for somebody. So if you're already in the micronational sphere, if you already, have found this channel, you're doing good enough. And if you are in Alabama, please let me know, because I would love to crown you chief blacksmith for the Empire of Aeternia. These are great questions. So, hold up. Republic of Bellagio says the good approach is to just ignore them for us, as they seem to think we want to set up an authoritarian regime when our citizens vote on internal matters. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing as well. There are nuances to every concept. You can have a communist nation that is a dictatorship. You can also have a communist nation that is democratic. The goals that the communist nations have may be very, very different, but the ideology be the same. And that's a whole different thing. That's about like your approach and your tactics. And again, about leadership. So saying that the actual micronation type that you start, no matter what that ideology is, that shouldn't matter. It is about approach. If you are doing something that people don't support, it's not going to work out. If you can find support, it will. So, again, that's a whole nother topic, but I do appreciate it. And I agree, Bellagio. Please tell us more about your experience, though, because I feel like from the side of being a monarch, I have always been put in the position of, well, even if everything shit hits the fan, even if everything is bad for us, even if there's nobody supporting us, I'm still supporting us. I'm still the face of the Empire of Aeternia. I can still do things online to get people excited about us, and I can still continue to work on my own every single day to make my dreams come true. I can still support and represent that symbol of our progress and our development every single day as it sits above my head, and I can make something new that gets one more person, one more piece of development out for our nation. It helps to shape what it is that we're doing in the community. What about for you? You are a communist micronation. You have to, like you said yourself, you're fairly democratic. You have to vote. You have to connect with people and get agreement on these things. How has that helped or hindered you as a micronationalist? Do you feel like democracies are the best way for micronationalists to develop? If so, why is that? It's a different outlook that I have never had to face, but I want to hear from the other side, and I respect that opinion. So please let me know. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, okay, I will apply. This just made me excited. Hey, I appreciate it. The one thing that is a condition to Aeternian citizenship, you should check on our citizenship application. I will actually pull it up very, very quickly to show everybody. But if you go to, there we go, AeternianEmpire.wixsite.com/Imperial Market. Here's our website right here. You can see that. As we go down, you can go to, citizenship. Right here is the second tab up here at the top. You can go to citizenship, click the Empire Needs You, and boom, there is our citizenship application. One of the things that it is going to tell you pretty quickly is please keep in mind, all Aeternian citizens must either pay a monthly tax of $1 or contribute voluntary service to the Empire in order to maintain minimum requirements for citizenship. So essentially, you can either go through our Patreon to support us. If you didn't want to do anything and actually like help out with the work that we're doing, you could just pay a Patreon tax, and that's fine. You're a citizen. You're good. But if you don't have the money and you want to instead just help us develop, like, for example, Volt said with their programming, that is perfectly countable, and that's fine. We just want regular, like, work and development for our citizens. We don't want anybody to sign up for citizenship and then not do anything and not give us any way to grow. We want our citizenship to be a metric of our success, and the only way to do that is to have every citizen participate. So that's one thing. And the other thing is, in order to make sure that no conflicts of interest arise, all citizens of the Empire must ensure that they hold no other micronational citizenships, titles, or other positions in connection with another micronation while their Aeternian citizenship is active. So you can have been the leader of another micronation, you can have associated with another micronation or been a part of it, but if you choose to join the Empire of Aeternia and your citizenship gets accepted, you have to become a part of the Empire of Aeternia solely. You can have your macronational citizenship. You can say, I am a citizen of the USA and of the Empire of Aeternia, but you can't say, I am the citizen of Dracul and the Empire of Aeternia. You can't say, I'm the citizen of Malasia and the Empire of Aeternia. It doesn't work that way for us. We want all of our citizens to be dedicated, to put time in, and to make sure that, again, there are no conflicts of interest, that if you are truly developing in the Empire of Aeternia, that the benefits that you get and the interests that you seek are specifically based around support for Aeternia. And if that's your goals, that's great. We will help you to achieve whatever it is that you want in life, as much as we can, as much as is reasonably possible. But if you are interested in developing something else or going somewhere else, we want you to be able to pursue that. We just don't want to put a lot of time and resources investing in your growth and development if it's ultimately going to be used somewhere else. We want people to stay with us and develop with us. So those are the two biggest things to think about when applying for Aeternian citizenship, because they are crucial to who we are as Aeternians, how we have developed, and what type of nation we want to be. So if you're still interested after that, if you can be just an Aeternian citizen, and if you can support us in that way without having another country, we would love to have you. Oh, yeah, okay. So Homegrown Gamer Kid said, I'm excited. Manu says, imagine doing like an 1800s war movie series, and at the end it's just revealed to be an Aeternian risk match. I would love that. I would actually love that. You could do... Maybe we can do like a little promo like that for the next micronational risk tournament. Would be to say like, so in the Great War between all these different things, and you have like crazy like explosions and like, you know, CGI stuff happening, it gets crazy, and then there's like one person that climbs to the top and achieves victory. And then it's like, oh, that was the micronational risk tournament that you missed last time if you didn't watch our second ever micronational risk tournament. But if you want to catch the newest one, it'll be coming out this time. We're actually hoping to have one go live in December, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. It'll either be at the end of December or beginning of January, simply because the month has started and I still have a lot to do within this month. So brace yourselves, there may be something new to come up with a micronational risk tournament announcement, but don't hold your breath within the next week or so, because I still have a lot to do personally before I can tackle that. But and I want to commit to it. You know, once we have a setup like that, I want to make sure that we are sticking to it, that we can hype it up and make it better than the last time. If you don't know, our micronational risk tournament is something that you can participate in by becoming a sovereign in our micronation. Essentially what that is just somebody who's like a recognized part of our community. You fill out a little application, you get a role on our Discord server, there's no strings attached, you don't have to be just a part of the Empire of Aeternia or anything like that. You can be the leader of another nation. It doesn't cost any money, 100% free. You can just fill out the application, you become a sovereign. It literally just tells us who you are, where you're from, what you're doing. You can then become get a special role in our Discord server, and then we ping that role in our Discord server, as well as our citizens, and our foreign dignitaries, people who are, you know, the leaders of other nations, and we tell them, hey, this is when the tournament's going on. Make sure to keep these announcements ready for when it's your turn to play in the tournament, because we have to allow everybody entrance in, and we have to make sure that everybody's ready, and we get information from them. And there's even a prize pool. At the end, whoever wins the risk tournament, as of our last risk tournament, gets an award. Our first ever award that was given to King Michael of Perpetua, who just won it this last time around, got some stickers. We had released a sticker pack on our Etsy, and he got his choice of a 5-sticker sticker pack from us. And that was sent to his address. He got it. And I would actually love to see like a video or a picture of him being like, hey, I got it. But the next thing that we're going to do is probably an ingot. So that'll be like a big thing. We're going to send like a nice, purified, refined metal Aeternian ingot stamped. And that will probably be the prize for the next Micronational Risk Tournament. So we want to get a whole bunch of hype around it. We want to get like 50 people watching the stream. We want to have like, 10 or 12 nations like participating and fighting. We want it to be like a whole day event. And then we will eventually reveal the grand winner of the Micronational Risk Tournament. And they will be awarded with that ingot, as well as clout on our website where we've posted their name, like we did with King Michael of Perpetua. So, all of these are very long things to get into. I'm going down a little bit. Volt's next thing was, heck yeah, I'd love to do it in video game design. Oh, thank you. That would mean a lot. And again, I have like a whole bunch of stuff to hit you up with. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, pictures and animation maybe. Does Aeternia have its navy? Ooh, that's a great question, Olav. So, Aeternia does actually have a boat. We have a maiden vessel. You know what I mean? We have our primary head vessel that we use, and you should actually go and check out our previous videos on it. I can pull them up for you real quick if you are interested. But if you go and check out our channel, we have 2 videos on actually developing our own boat. We made our own boat 100% by hand using PVC pipe, thick PVC pipe, and we developed that quite well. So, Aeternia DIY boat. And then, oh no, I spelled it wrong. AE. There we go. Aeternia DIY boat. How to build a PVC boat. Seasteading Part 4. Maiden Voyage DIY PVC boat build Part 2. This is our most recent one. This 5-minute one right here. Look, you can actively see we are on the thing. That is our boat right there. That is our maiden craft, and it is something that we 100% created ourselves. This isn't something that we bought. This isn't something that was given to us. This is something that we developed by hand ourselves as Aeternians, and we have achieved successful, stable flotation and are actively upgrading that. So we're going to be able to do a lot with that in the future. We actually had a lot more planned with it when we had developed it at the time. But we're continuing to upgrade and continuing to do more with it. So if you are interested in seeing more from that, please go and support that video. Like I said, it's called Maiden Voyage DIY PVC Boat Build Part 2. And then we also have How to Build a PVC Boat, which is actually the making and building of it, and me talking a little bit about that. So if you're interested, please go check it out. Our PVC boat build has 1.2 thousand views from 11 months ago. This one has 156 views from 2 months ago. So if you actually want to see all that work in progress be put to use, go check out our Maiden Voyage video. It means a lot. So more stuff real quick. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, pictures and animation. Does Aeternia have a navy? Manu says, I don't think so. Again, we don't have a navy. We have a boat, but because we're not a militaristic micronation, we don't have a navy is effectively a sea-based army. It is a way to create either defenses or offenses for your nation's military, and we aren't interested in a military, so we do have a boat, and we are actively achieving growth via the seas and via waterways and having access to waterways through that boat, but we're not using it for any type of warfare, so it wouldn't be considered a navy. But we do have that. Homegrown Gamer Kid said it's official. I'm going to become a citizen. Hey, thank you so much. Onyx, signing up, getting that citizenship. Also, if you do, that'll help us plug your channel a lot more, because then it's just a thing where it's like, Okay, so now you're a citizen, so you're already giving us help and support, and you're already developing. So yeah, we could absolutely plug it even more and go even harder. 100%. I am excited to see that, and I can't wait. Um, ooh, Homegrown Gamer Kid said, at Volt, it's Eternia. Bumpkin Animations, hey, it's good to see you. We have 3 animators actively in the chat right now. We have Volt, we have Onyx, and we have Bumpkin Animations. All 3 animators in the chat. How are you guys doing? Also, can you all like collaborate on a really cool animation together? I would love to see that. I bet it would come out pretty quick. It's just cool that we have so many talented people. Again, Eternia is looking for art. I'll pitch the same thing to Onyx. Onyx, if you want to, since you're going to become an Eternian citizen, if you want to create Eternian art, we would love to have that. You know, your animations will certainly be a part of that. But I would love to see that, truly. So thank you so much. I'm excited. Homegrown Gamer Kid said fellow animator. Yeah, they're getting it. Ooh, nice. A lot of stuff. Homegrown Gamer Kid said I also applied for the map. Hey, very cool. But again, remember, you can't have your own micronation and be a citizen of Eternia. So you gotta make that decision there. But we will hit you up. Balagia says when we have only just started getting citizens, so we have only just worked out how to make them feel part of Balagia. We decided votings on things like foreign policy and international politics would do that. That's cool. I respect that a lot. Homegrown Gamer Kid said I do animations for this. I want to help you animate. I want to help animate for you guys. Very cool. And that's what we want. We want to help. We need animators. I actually want to show you the project that I've been working on. If you develop things in Photoshop, that's what I've been doing a lot with Photoshop and Adobe Animate. So if you're interested in all that, please hit me up. I would love to talk to you about it. Balagia says the Solidarity Front is the organization that has saved the People's Republic of Balagia by supporting us and having a group of like-minded micronationalists working together. That's very cool. And again, micronational organizations are such a weird topic because on the one hand, yeah, they're absolutely like great and beneficial and stuff for people who need that way into the micronational community, but they aren't as beneficial for actually developing your nation's economy or its trade or things like that. I think that's what I've been missing in my discussion of micronational organizations. I have shit on micronational organizations for a while now. I have criticized them and I've said, oh, micronational organizations are bad because they're not beneficial to any of the nations involved. And I do agree with that to some extent. I still feel like I hold the concept that if you are using a micronational organization for a means of, creating trade and alliances and things like that, it's probably not very effective. It'd be just as effective to reach out to those nations individually. If you have any benefit or any, thing to offer each other, then it's just as beneficial to be by yourself. But I haven't really talked about or even really considered too much that for people who are just starting out in the micronational community, if you don't have like a big Discord server for people to jump onto, or if you don't have, a whole bunch of people joining your micro wiki or whatever, or reaching out to you via email, or if you don't have a hangout spot in the micronational community, if you don't have your own little place in the micronational community, a micronational organization can be that. Essentially, just like you said, a like-minded group of micronationalists who are working together to develop something. And that's enough, honestly. I think people have a hard time in the community, like we've talked about, finding people who will support them and who will accept them. And people leave the community all the time because it's toxic. So I never thought about micronational organizations being almost the like antibodies, the immune system of the micronational world, where they're not necessarily built for a purpose of trying to grow the body. They don't build muscle, they don't, enhance your brain capabilities, your thought processing. They don't help, to clean your body or to remove toxins. They are specifically designed to help protect and insulate from negativeness. They are helping to create a bubble for your nation and to make sure that within that you are protected from criticisms and from harsh, harsh community centers. So people that are very opposed to you. So I think that's cool. And I respect that. I want to talk about that more in a video at some point because I haven't really thought of it like that. Just the concept that these micronational organizations may not be doing much as far as the economics of things, which is how we've always looked at things. But they are doing something for the people involved. They are creating friends. They're creating a network of people who trust each other and who can rely on each other for information. And a lot of the time when I've been pitched to join micronational organizations, that's how they pitch them to me. They're like, well, it's a group of like-minded micronationalists who all support each other and who can all give each other tips on how to grow their micronations. And I've always been really critical of that. That's something that I feel bad myself on and that I regret a little bit looking back on it now, especially having talked to you, Balagia, because that just struck me. That just struck a nerve with me. You saying, well, no, but they're a community that helps me and helps me to develop. And that's what I've always wanted the Empire of Aeternia to be. That's what I've always wanted our Discord to be, is a place where people can grow and learn and develop, as well as support the Empire of Aeternia as its primary goal. So that being the case, that's really cool that those organizations do that for people. And again, when I've been approached, I've always shoo-shooed them because I'm like, well, it doesn't matter for us. We don't need, any advice. We don't need anybody to help us and to be a network with us. But that's closed-minded thinking. And especially for micronationalists who need a lot of help, who need a lot of advice on how to grow, what things to do, how to connect to other nations, that could mean the world. That could mean keeping their micronation alive for another week or another month or another year when they don't have any forward progress, when they don't have any new citizens, when they don't have any way to really reach out to people. That's cool. And I respect that. Micronational organizations, I now feel, are like the unsung front lines of micronationalism to some extent, or at least the community. And they get a lot of flack. They get shit on a lot. I, again, give them a lot of flack, but I have to give that credit. In realizing that now, I have to get that credit. So congratulations for being a part of one. Tell us about the front. Tell us about what it does for you and for your community. Balagia says that is the main thing in Balagia at the moment, us joining the front. Very cool. Homegrown Gamer Kid says, it says I already responded. Weird. OMG, epic. Wait, so did you already send in a micronational, did you already send in a citizenship application? If so, DM me on Discord and tell me the email address and stuff, and I'll look it up. Volt says, yes, a vessel built for a king. Thank you very much. In this case, an emperor. But I appreciate that a lot. I have been working on that for literal years. When we started with the People's Republic of Parkistopia, this is a video that you might not think actually ties into it, but it does. We have, let me see. So there's the Empire of Aeternia stuff. Aeternia, Parkistopia. One of our most famous videos on the channel is with the People's Republic of Parkistopia. Parkistopia and the Empire of Aeternia. That one has 2.9 thousand views, The Meeting of Allies. International Travel. This one. This is a video where we went to the People's Republic of Parkistopia. This was our first meeting with the People's Republic of Parkistopia, and this was really, really cool. But what you don't realize is that in these following videos, where we went to Parkistopia again, and he gave an address, as well as we were able to sit down and meet with them, General Secretary Brizet, we created an agreement to have trade between Parkistopia in having Aeternian manual labor and assistance in developing projects in Parkistopia, and in return, Parkistopia exported plastic bottles to us. That was how Aeternia started on this whole path of saying economy first. We have to have something of value to trade and to give to each other to partner as nations, because otherwise there's an extreme difficulty in moving forward. We've always kept that. This is the video that started our boat development. And you think, how are those things connected? We were trying to string together plastic bottles. You know, that was the export. It was plastic bottles sent from the People's Republic of Parkestopia in like a big trash bag. We had like multiple trash bags full of just plastic bottles. You know, like the 2-liter bottles that were just filled up in these bags that I guess their family had been using and were needing to get rid of, you know, to recycle them or whatever. And so we took them and we strung them together to try and make our first boat, our first raft, which you can actually see in previous videos of where we tried to do seasteading. You'll notice that seasteading video where I'm starting to build the PVC boat is part like 6 or something. And it's because the rest of the parts of our seasteading adventures were me trying to graft together with string and with bottles some floating raft device. And I got it to be kinda strong. I never got it anywhere close to having a full person on it, but I got it to where you could like push down with 1 foot. If you had 1 foot on the land, you could kind of start putting your weight on it and it would hold you a little bit, but it was not nearly where it needed to be. But that started it. That connection to the People's Republic of Parkestopia started our pursuit of seasteading, which has now gone into having a full-fledged workable boat. The boat that we show in that video can actually hold both Tiffany and I. So it's a 2-person vessel that we could, you know, use to fish, to travel, to continue to show excitement about what we're doing in the Empire of Aeternia. And none of that would have happened if we hadn't met the People's Republic of Parkestopia. We may have eventually built a PVC boat. More than likely, though, we wouldn't have. We would have just done something else. So that inspired our ability to work and to develop. And if you're interested in learning the full story of that, go back and watch those videos, because you may not think they connect to each other, but they are really, really intimately connected. But Volt, I appreciate you. Republic of Olav says hello. Everybody said hello. Michael Ryan said hi. It's good to see you, Michael Ryan. If you don't know, we're the Empire of Aeternia. Again, symbol of our nation, right there, the arrow of progress. We are trying to move forward as a people to progress technologically. We are wanting to not only be carbon neutral, but carbon negative, and we are pushing for technologies to develop that, including our hydroelectric generator, as well as our electric arc furnace to be able to power our primary industry, which is metal refining, and being able to sell our products on our Etsy, on our Imperial market, to the wonderful people of this world via a process that is 100% electric. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. And again, sign up for citizenship. It means a lot. Real quick. So Volt says, hold up. Hold up. I'm trying to, sorry, I'm trying to look at some, okay, so, Homegrown Gamer Kid said, that was for my vice president. Hold up. Homegrown Gamer Kid smiled and said, I feel so welcomed, and then said, I'm not really an animator. Ooh, Volt says, I'm not really an animator, but I took a class for it, so I could definitely try and do the animation with them. That sounds cool. Also, again, I'd say don't start, like, very big. Hit me up on Discord, let's talk about it. I really don't think it needs to be anything that crazy. If you made, like, a 5 or 10 second little, like, short, you know, 5 or 10 seconds is a good amount of time in an animation. You know, that'd probably take you, even if you're good at animating, like, you know, 20, 30 minutes to create a few second animation. So if you can create a little short animation, something that, you know, if you can create it like 30 seconds or whatever and make it like a talking, hey, this is whatever, I'm Volt and I'm excited to be doing this, we can upload that as a YouTube short. And that's really cool. That helps our community to get to know you. That helps people to get to help develop. Yeah, I would 100% love that. Homegrown Gamer Kid says, this is for my vice president, now going to be president. Oh, very cool. Hey, nice. So, yeah, I appreciate that. That means a lot. So, that's cool as well. We have a lot of people who have joined the Empire of Aeternia, and Onyx isn't the only one who have been leaders of other nations who then say, I want to join the Empire of Aeternia. And that means a ton to us because those are the people who are making those developments and those progresses. You absolutely don't have to destroy your micronation to become part of Aeternia. Just let someone else continue to develop it, and we'll be excited, and we would love to help and work with that nation. It's cool to see people who have had such wonderful ideas and who have been innovators in the micronational community to then join us and to say we have something to bring to the table here. It skyrockets us every single time. The highlights, the biggest moments in Aeternian history have all been based around people helping us to push toward that arrow of progress. People helping us to make ourselves bigger and better than we were before because they have ideas that we never could have thought of because we are not them. We have never lived in the same shoes that they have. We've never walked the same path that they have. They are the innovators. They are unique. And they help us to push forward with those goals. So thank you, Onyx, for being interested. Thank you as well, Volt, for being interested. Your citizenships would help Aeternia to achieve a lot of what we're actively pursuing. Homegrown Gamer Kid said that was my vice president. I use Flip-a-Clip. Ooh, that's cool. Is that a free software? Manu says, Emperor AP, I'd like to talk to you later on Discord about my quote-unquote situation before the Risk Tournament. Absolutely. I would love to do that. And again, I know the Risk Tournament is a big thing. King Michael actually wanted to donate his award for the Micronational Risk Tournament to you because he knew that you wanted that really badly. But I told him, hang on to your award because we're going to have something. We're going to have another chance for Manu to win it. And so I always want to make the prizes cooler and cooler every single time. I want to make it something that's unique for us, and I want you to be able to win it. So Manu confirmed next micronational victor. I can't say that. But I'm excited for you to be able to participate, Manu, if you're able to participate. And if not, we will find a way to get you participating in some way, shape, or form with something that we do. Because you've been a huge part of this community. And it means a lot that you've been here and you've been talking to us and you've been hanging out and you've been sharing ideas. You've been continuing with your own thing no matter what. It means a lot. So we're going to get it figured out, Manu. Please do message me. I'm excited to talk to you. Ooh, Shane Willard said, hello, I was trying to join Aeternia. Application is pending. Ooh, thank you, Shane. I actually didn't know about that. Hold up, Shane Willard. I will look into your application right now. Let's look into it. I will straight up citizenship application. Is that the same name that you put on it? Because this is a question. Also, I'm super excited, especially if there's anybody local who's been actively applying to the Empire of Aeternia. Please let me know because I really do want to know. What is the email that it's under? Because I think that a lot of times is the hardest thing for me to figure out. Hold up, Shane. I think I got it. Hold up. What? Oh, I wish it would tell me what number that is. Okay. Shane. Are there any emails that say Shane? I don't think so. Again, Shane, if you could please tell me the name of the email, it would help me a lot to be able to find it. Because otherwise, ooh, Shane will. Oh, I got it. I think I got it. Ooh. Very cool. Yo, okay, Shane. Ooh, we got you. Very cool. Okay, so one of the biggest things, Shane's application is right here. I actually don't want to. I would love to show it because Shane filled out a solid application. I don't want to show it because it could dox information for him. It has his email address and stuff like that. But Shane, you did say
that you're adaptable, communicative, confident, hardworking, dedicated, organized, and receptive to criticism. That means a lot. We have this section at the bottom that just says to describe yourself, and I appreciate Shane doing that as well. It says, would you be willing to create content for our YouTube channel as a job for for our micronation? That's a great way to provide us value, even if you can't pay the tax on Patreon. That's a huge thing, and I am so glad that you did that. 100%. That's like a good application for citizenship for the Empire of Aeternia. And if you are interested in creating content for us, if you are interested in helping us out, I would love to do that. I actually need to send you an email, so I will send you an email pretty quickly about that, Shane. I would say please keep us updated, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an email, but if you have Discord, we can message on Discord back and forth a lot quicker than I normally respond to email. I'm not super slow with email, but sometimes we send people emails, but if their email... oh no! My thing went out. I'm going to have to charge it and jump back in. Give me just 1 second, guys. I got to change out my camera. My battery on my camera died, so now I have to replace what we're using for our camera and jump back in. But I just wanted to say that, yeah, if you are interested in doing that with us, and are interested in creating content for us, or interested in helping us in any of that, a great way to do that is to reach out on Discord. So Shane, if you are on Discord, please hit us up. If you're not on our Discord, I recommend you do join it, just because it's significantly quicker to get in contact with me, and it helps a lot when I'm trying to plan stuff. Because again, if your email address is misspelled or anything like that, and we reach out and we never hear back from you, then it's a struggle, because we want to get things done with you and we want to help develop what you're up to and what we're up to. But again, it's harder to reach people through email. So I will definitely hit up your email probably today with information about that and continuing your citizenship application. Basically, all that I'm going to want is, if you want to create content for the Empire of Aeternia, come up with a small video, a couple minutes, something like that. Tell us who you are, what you're interested in. Whatever kind of video you would want to make for the Empire of Aeternia's channel, create a small video around that, some concept you have, something that you bring to the table for the Empire of Aeternia, and talk to us about it. The one thing that I saw that was a little bit difficult with your application was that you were saying that you want to join like a police or military force within a micronation. Aeternia doesn't have those, but I still support and understand your interest in it. So if you have interest in that, if you're trying to develop that, please talk to us. You may be able to make a video that's like why I think Aeternia should have a police or military force or whatever, and you could describe that. But whatever it is, I would love to see your concepts for videos for our channel. I would love to see your take on our channel, what we've been doing, and our country as a whole. So if you're interested in that, please, all we need is like an intro video, something from you that's a couple minutes that we can put on the channel, see how it does, see how people respond to it. And then once that happens, we will be good to go forward and move forward with your citizenship. So yeah, that's what the email actually is probably going to be, is just literally saying, hey, I'm excited for the application. It looks good. Can you please send us a video that you work on for us to upload on the channel? We'll review it. And then once it goes live and we get some good feedback, we will accept your citizenship application. So Shane, if you want to start working on a video like that, please let me know, because that gets the ball rolling super quick. The quicker that you can jump on that video, the quicker that we can get started with everything. Hey, Matt is in the chat. I have been missing Matt. I hit up Drew. Drew is Matt's brother. He's been hanging out with us. He's a citizen of the Empire. I am excited for Matt to be back. Oh, goodness. I see him in the chat. So thank you, Shane, for applying for citizenship. I'm about to hit up Matt. I'm getting slowly down to that comment. Give me just 1 second. Balagia said, if we bought Eternian money, could we put it under the government of Balagia, so if we reach the leaderboard it says Balagia Gov? Yes, 100%. So that's exactly how that works. The aristocrat board is defined around who owns the most money in the Eternian economy. So people, some of the top of our aristocrat board, the thing that's interesting is it has to be a person. So the way that our aristocrat board works, and what they're talking about, I'll show you guys here. We have an aristocrat board on our website that shows the top aristocrats, the people who have spent the most, who own the most notes, imperial notes in our economy. Many of them, like Richard Taylor, like Matthew, who we're about to talk to, like Drew, who we're about to talk to, that I saw both of them in the comments, like Stephen Vince, are all people who are Master Stephen Vince of the House of Treasure. All of them are people who are in our society. They're citizens. But there are plenty of people like Mason Kodad, like Cole Masterson, like Raymond Bosher and Master Deontay, who are not a part of our empire at all. Like Gray Mare, who are their own micronationalists, who are developing their own micronations, and who are a part of our empire and a part of our economy, who have invested in that. So if you want Balagia to invest in that and to have their name on the leaderboard, the aristocrat board, you can absolutely do that. The way that works, though, is that it would be based on an individual. So we could put something like name from this place, because our leaderboard, I keep calling it a leaderboard because I saw you call it a leaderboard. The aristocrat board. The aristocrat board is not only based on clout, it's not only showing who the largest contributor to our economy is, it is also a show of a specific title that you get on your identification card. The Empire of Aeternia has a complex licensing system where we actually give everybody who is a part of the Empire of Aeternia's community, who really gets involved and who really works for it, a license. If you're a citizen, you get a citizenship license. That works similarly to a passport for you to be able to visit the Empire of Aeternia one day if you want to. It also works for helping to understand who is doing what within our empire, and we have specific designations for different government titles, different things that we do. You can watch all of that on our prestige system videos. But for this, what you would want is to have an individual person, whoever the leader of your nation is, I would say, have them be the person whose name is on the aristocrat board, simply because if that person is a foreign dignitary or a sovereign, those are the other two license types within the Empire of Aeternia. Either someone who is the leader of another nation who is specifically tied to us, or whether that's a nation that's not specifically tied to us but is wanting to be a part of our community. If you are a sovereign or if you are a foreign dignitary in our license system, that aristocrat symbol gets put onto your license. So that way, you not only have this show of, you can be so-and-so from Balagia Gov, which it would say on our website, so that you can promote and say, hey, we're one of the biggest people in the Empire of Aeternia. We have the most clout. We have the most money in the Empire of Aeternia. The other thing that it would do is that it would allow you to get the perks that all of these people who are aristocrats are going to get. What we are planning to do is to, as the aristocrat board gets larger, as it gets more competitive, we want to start sending out gift boxes to people. We want to start having invitations for people to come visit the Empire of Aeternia once we have the Empire's land established, once we have a land purchase developed. We want to put those people's name up on a plaque on our land. We will have increasing benefits and value to being a part of the aristocrat board, which is what makes it so competitive. So if you have your name on there, there is more perks than simply just showing up on our leaderboard, showing up on our aristocrat board. So the aristocrat board is a huge deal. It is a huge honor for people in the Empire of Aeternia. If you want to be a part of that, please do. Yes, that is how it would work. All you have to do is purchase more than 5 notes, which is the literal bare minimum that we have. If you purchased 5 notes, you'd be tied with Cole Masters. If you purchased 10 notes, you'd be tied with Mason Kodak. If you purchased 15 notes, you would kick Cole Masters. You wouldn't kick Cole Masterson off the board. You would extend the board by 1, where Cole Masterson would jump to 9. Once we get to 10, that's it. That's all of the people that we will have as a part of the aristocrat board. But Yes, 100% you can do that. That is how it would show up. That's how it would work. And I would certainly appreciate it. So yeah, 100% we can do that. Real quick, let me jump into all these chats. Ooh. So yes, Bellagio, please, like message us. We will talk on Discord. Yes, that should be 100% feasible. Drew says, as a proud Eternian, I can say I'm happy with this much growth. Thank you so much, Drew. That means a lot. You have helped to make this happen. That person, Drew, is Drew Freeman. He is number 3 on our aristocrat board. He is a proud Eternian citizen. He's been helping us to make art. Like I said, Drew's actually the one who's helping us to make, again, another animation, some videos for us. That will be a part of Eternian art and Eternian staples as a culture. But he's also a huge member of our community and someone who actively has a big voice in our economy. So that's really cool. And I appreciate you supporting us, Drew. Thank you. Sorry, I was about to read Manu's comment. Thank you for supporting us, Drew. Manu says, also, I'm not in it for the prize, I'm in it for glory. But you can have both, Manu. The glory may come with the prize, where you can hold up the trophy and say, this is what I earned for being a part of the Eternian community and for showing my stuff as a member of the micronational community. Homegrown gamer kids have message retracted. Katie Thing, it's good to see you, Katie Thing. Said, can you make Eternia themed toilet paper? Ooh, that would be kind of cool. Especially because toilet paper during COVID stuff, right when COVID stuff happened in the U.S., toilet paper was like a hot commodity. Like, toilet paper might be as valuable as one of our aluminum ingots. So, yeah, at the time, if we would have made Eternia-themed toilet paper, people wouldn't have wiped with it. People would have sold that shit on eBay for like $100. That would have been great. Yeah, I would love to do that. That'd be great. I haven't, but that is great. Drew Andy K said, of course, Manu. Tiberius Storm says, Shane, not to mention, well spoken. Agreed. And good to see you, Tiberius Storm. Thank you for joining. If you don't know, Empire of Aeternia, micronation, technology, carbon negative, trying to do all this stuff. Please check us out. Also, please subscribe. A lot of the people who are actually like viewing our channel aren't subscribed. There are a ton of people who like watch our videos who actually aren't subscribed. So if you subscribe, it helps a lot. It also gives us an ability to reach more people. So thank you. And also like this video, because same thing, it gets more people in the chat, gets the comments up. Matt, now it's finally time for Matt's comment. Matt, second person on the aristocrat board, right under Richard Taylor at 90 notes. Matt has 55 notes. Matt is a hard competitor on the aristocrat board. Matt jumped in saying, hello, good to see Eternia still growing. I haven't had much time to do much for Eternia, so I'm going to be back soon when I have a break. Matt, I'm so excited. Hey, Matt and Drew are the tag team duo who have been helping Eternia to grow, especially in the aristocrat board. When we first started the aristocrat board, Matt and Drew were like some big contenders. They have kept it up steady. They actually are tied with with Richard. That's one thing that's interesting. As you can see, 55, 35, that's 90 notes. That's tied with Richard right now. So Matt and Drew's total like combined portion of the Eternian economy is equal to the top person, which one makes it crazy because Richard is just an adult. Matt and Drew are teenagers, I believe, but Richard has just like a decent amount of money. So it's great that they're able to compete. It's also a thing where they could just like their total combined weight in our economy can just kind of be toe to toe with Richard. That's impressive. So I appreciate y'all. I'm excited to see what we can do together, Matt. I know the thing that was difficult was your citizenship was based around the Patreon. And so once your Patreon thing went away, it like changed things. Drew's came from that video that you guys made, so Drew has been able to retain his. I want to get you back in. I want to give you that little thing again. I'm excited about it. And I want to be able to. Oh goodness, there's so much I have planned. There's so much work I have that I want to do. There's so much that I want to get our community together on. I'm excited for your return, Matt. And also good luck with everything you've been doing. I'm sure school has been rough. I know school's been big for me, so I wish you the best. Katie Thing says Eternia shouldn't have a military, just toilet paper. I agree. If you can't wipe your butt, you can't fight on the front lines. So why even worry about a military? Start with the toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? Start. A lot of people say start at the ground and work your way up. Start at the butt and work your way up. You know, have something that's practical. Toilet paper is the way to go. I agree. Solid by Katie Thing. Drew says I could see an agency for Eternia that helps with stuff like that helps with that stuff for like investigators or something. Ooh, interesting. Wait, for like investigators. So like a detective agency? Like, ooh, what do the investigators need to investigate? I'm curious. Katie says, trust me, if you produced your own toilet paper, you could sell it. You could sell it and become an economic strength. I appreciate it. It's just hard to make toilet paper. Like, have you ever seen the manufacturing process for toilet paper? You gotta have it thin. You gotta have it soft. You gotta mix like paper and cotton. Like, it's a whole thing. And to get it like nice and soft. And here's the other thing. We're actively working on our metals industry right now. So, you know, the time that we'd have to take out to switch up would be hard, but I appreciate it. Maybe so. Katie says, and if you put your flag on it, it'd probably double the value. That's true. Katie, if you know how to produce toilet paper, please let us know, and we will be teaming up. We will be tag teaming to make Eternian toilet paper. Drew says, give me a challenge of third richest. Come on, guys. I believe in you. Drew, you are the third richest right now. You're the third top aristocrat on the aristocrat board. With only Matt, your own brother, and Richard top tier as our first aristocrat. So that's amazing. Katie says, and if you put, Matt says, I'm going to renew my citizenship in a sec. AP, sorry for the long wait. No, you're all good. Again, it's not so much about like the like, oh, he needs to be on the Patreon. Why isn't he on the Patreon? It's a thing where I want to do projects with you. But it's weird because of the way that our system works, where you either put in based on your monetary contribution, which we appreciate, but we also want people to put in with their time. So the more somebody can contribute either monetarily or with their time, the more weight they have, the more active their citizenship. So it's really just about that. And Matt, you have been super active in our community. Everybody has like times in their life where they're going to be stagnant, where there's, you know, they're going to have to focus on other stuff. That's what we have to do. I, as a person, you know, I have school, I have work, I have things that I have to do in my life that have nothing to do with the micronational community. I still put as much time and effort as I can in, but that's why we have our citizenship set up this way. And that's why I think it's a good thing for your situation that we do, is because Eternia wants everybody to work together. So when you are trying to develop and you're trying to do the things that you need to do in your life, that's perfectly fine. Whenever you are ready to come back, all you have to do is just start putting in that work again, and we get you going. We get you that citizenship back. It's set. Whereas a lot of the time, other micronations who just have those active citizenships, that, you know, once you sign up, that's it. You know, that's it forever. You're just always the citizen. It really makes it hard for people to actively put effort and work in, because there isn't a ton to gain there. Our citizenship needs to be valuable, so it needs to be rare. But it makes it all worthwhile once you start putting that in, because once you start giving us some work, once you start helping us to develop, we can then put all our resources and all our weight behind supporting the things you want to do, whether that's animation, whether that's you know, whatever it is that you want to do, whether that's economic stuff, whether it's learning a new skill, whether that's, you know, representing our nation in an official capacity, becoming a part of the government. All of those things are possible through a citizenship in the Empire of Aeternia, because it's an investment. It's an agreement between us to say, you are taking care of us and helping to build us as a nation. You are now a part of us. You are who we are. We're the one and the same. We need to help you to succeed in order for us to succeed. So that's all it is, and I am super, super excited to have you re-upping that citizenship as our second aristocrat. You are, of course, very much welcomed into our community, and we are excited to have you back. That's going to be a huge boom for us. I can't wait for the summer. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, so I'm no longer president of my micronation because voting. Hey, I believe in you. I appreciate it. I can't wait. I can't wait for your citizenship. Onyx, I know it's going to be big. I know leaving a micronation is hard. Like it's your baby. It's not something that you ever want to give up. But actually becoming a part of the Empire of Aeternia, I hope will be beneficial to you as a citizen of the Empire of Aeternia and the skills that we can offer you, the things that we can help you to do. But in addition, I hope that that benefits your nation as well. Because we want to partner with nations who produce good people and who make good efforts and who have sincere ideas. So hopefully you can convey some of the ideas that we work on and establish together to the nation that you helped run previously, and maybe we can even partner with that nation, and then you'll still be able to work with the group of people that you wanted to support in your nation through our nation as an official representative for us, and you can help us to create a strong ally. So I would love that, and I'm really excited for you to be a part of this. Bellagio said, let's go 15 notes. Let's go 15. Let's go 15, Bellagio. Again, so it would be like your name as the leader of Bellagio from Bellagio. Like we could put that. We could have like where you're from associated. And if any other person who is a part of our aristocrat board wants their like nation name put next to them, like, name dash government, let me know and we can do that. Matt says, you should join Aeternia then. Aeternia is always accepting new citizens. 100%. And that's actually what they're talking about. So, Homegrown Gamer Kid said, I DM'd you on Discord with the citizen thing. Thank you very much. So, Matt, that's 100% what they were talking about. And thank you for hyping up the citizenship. Onyx, Homegrown Gamer Kid, might become a citizen of ours. They're applying for citizenship right now. The same thing with Shane, who was previously in the chat, and a whole bunch of other people, and Volt. Inquire Within. I missed their thing. I missed their thing entirely, but I want to go back. Inquire Within said, no micronation shall ever have more gnomes than mine. Glory for gnomes, for the kingdom of gnome. But another news, always cool to see how you push micronations along. Thank you so much. I missed you, Inquire Within, and I'm sorry that I missed your comment. I didn't realize it because I was so excited about having Matt, and I was trying to get to those Matt comments. But yes, 100%. I appreciate you being a part of our community, Inquire Within. If you're not a part of our Discord already, please become a part of it. I cannot wait to see you there. And I appreciate you being a part of this community, having your opinion, giving your thoughts. We need more of that. Please tell us about your micronational experiences, Inquire Within. How'd you get interested in gnomes as a part of your nation? Is that just like a meme, or are you like, no, I legitimately, gnomes are a part of our culture? Tell me about it. I would love to hear the history of it. Ooh. And then Drew said, oh my god, so many new people trying to join as a citizen. Yeah, we're killing it. We're getting it right now. Homegrown Kid said, Onyx said, Flip a Clip is a free animation software, and I have the premium version. Ooh, congrats. I hope the premium version is worth it. I would love to check it out at some point. I'm going to have to look into Flip a Clip. Drew says, also, come on, guys, I'm still third richest. At least give me a challenge. Ooh, that's true. Bring Drew down a peg is what he's saying. All right, let's see if Bellagio hits number 3 on the aristocrat board. Also, that helps us to get up to our land purchase goal. One of the things you may not realize, all of our land purchase funding here, we are at $900 out of 10,000. That's almost a tenth of our goal. That's 9%, 9.01% of our goal. And that's just from funding from the Empire of Aeternia. I haven't put any money into that pot myself. I have put everything that I have, as far as my money and as far as what I have been able to put toward the Empire of Aeternia, into the equipment that we need, into, making the Empire of Aeternia and actually building all of these things. I take on that stuff myself. I take on the cost of the supplies that we need to make and sell items and stuff like that. You guys have been the ones who made that 900-121 number possible. That is the combination of our Patreon earnings and our Etsy earnings. Not just the profit from those things, but the actual value of the amount that people have spent. I take on all the costs. I personally incur all the costs for all of that. Everything else is put directly into this land purchase fund. So 900-121 is the total value that our community has put into the Empire of Aeternia, and that is what we are doing to help develop our goals. So if you see that number growing, and if you see us working toward that, you may think 10,000, that's a long way. But that's our community. That's the value of our community. Right now is nearly $1,000 without anybody else, contributing to that or pushing into that. That's all you guys. And that's getting bigger every time we hit this channel, every time we get on stream, every time, another summer hits. It's bigger and better and moving quicker. So thank you guys for making that happen. And every time somebody joins the Aristocrat board and helps to push that forward, they are helping to push forward that land purchase funding by that amount. So all of this summation of all these different people on our Aristocrat board, that's in that land purchase funding. Just know that. Real quick, I'm going to continue to answer stuff from people. Hey, it's Tiff. It's Tiff in the morning. She's bringing Moondust to go eat his food over there. Bellagio said, the Solidarity Front does not have any big projects, but more aims to be a safe haven for micronationalists whose ideas are constantly challenged. It's a drama-free zone. We love those here. We love drama-free zones here in the Empire of Aeternia. We stir drama sometimes ourselves. We do make controversial points, but that's what our Discord is really for, is for people to support each other and help each other, as well as to be a part of the Aeternian community, and I'm super glad that you have a place for that. Again, I feel like I've criticized micronational organizations a lot in the past. I respect it for that, though. I do 100% respect it for that. I think micronational organizations a lot of time try to be more than what they actually are, or try to claim to be more than what they are. But that, as just a concept itself, I really get behind, and I really support that. Manu says it's not about that. Manu says, I just want to avoid some sort of identity crisis. Oh, absolutely. Well, then please hit me up. I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to talk to you about it. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, please look into mine right now as well. Your citizenship application. I will get to all of them. Shane Willard said, Willard Gaming or Shane Willard. Very cool. Again, I will hit you back up if you can make videos for the thing. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people in the comments. I'm trying to get to all these. Okay, hold up. Shane says, Emperor AP, does Aeternia have a law enforcement agency? We do not. We do not have a law enforcement agency. Again, I saw that in your application, but I would love to talk to you more about that. Let's see. Bellagio says, if we bought Aeternian money, could we put it under government of Bellagio so we reach the leaderboard? Yeah. Okay, so we've seen that one. Okay. We are back with Bellagio. Let's go 50. No, you should join. Everyone's waiting. Katie Thing says, everyone's waiting for the Aeternian military, but I'm waiting for their nuclear warhead program. Oh, goodness. That feels like one and the same, though. We're not trying to get anybody. If we're not building a military, why would we be building warheads? We're not trying to do any of that. Unless you're talking about the candy. We will destroy our enemies with sour candies every day, but not with nuclear missiles. That's not us. Bellagio says, do not disrespect Aeternia by wiping your bum on their flag. Agreed. I appreciate it. Matt says, imagine House Freeman. I agree. Yeah, solid thing. Y'all are creating the powerhouse right now by being number 2 and number 3 on the Aristocrat board. Y'all are kind of cornering the market. Bellagio says, is the Kingdom of Gnome here? Well, we did see a whole bunch of gnome people, so maybe. Drew says, are 1/10 of the way already and growing. You know it. In the next 5 years, who knows where we'll be. We already have some prospects for, working on land in the fairly near future that won't actually be ours, but there is some progress to be made there, and there's some stuff to talk about in that way. Manu says, I made an Aeternian play money for fun. Hey, that's very cool. I appreciate it. I hope you've been enjoying it, and I hope it makes you consider purchasing real Aeternian notes. It's cool, though. Even if the benefit to having Aeternian notes is that it's kind of an investment, and once we are able to get the proper licensing that we need, you will hopefully be able to spend those Aeternian notes and actually use it as a part of our economy. But if you just print out, your own, All that means is that you're just not official. You don't have official Eternian currency. Like you said, you have play money. But that's still cool. Like, we still want you to do that, because even if you can't turn it in for something, you can still go around and show people in your community, this is from another country. Another country designed this currency. I have this currency. Look how cool this is. That means a ton to us. You're helping to grow our community internationally by having that. Please show that to your friends. Please show that to people who want to know about our community and what we're doing here. So thank you, Manu. Thank you for that. Homegrown Gamer Kid says, I am joining already. LD. Very cool. Premium is worth it. It's for mobile and Chromebook. Respect. Matt says, wait, I didn't realize y'all added the progress bar idea. Oh my, that's amazing. Thank you very much. Yeah, we have done quite a bit. Again, we're 1/10 of the way toward our purchase money. We are getting close, and the more that we upgrade things, as you may know as well, we have ingots now on our website, on the Eternian, on the Etsy site. We have our own stamped ingots. If you haven't seen our stamped Eternian aluminum ingots, we do have those. We have half-ounce ingots. We have been starting to get into 1-ounce ingots now, and even greater, 1 to 2 ounce ingots. So if you're interested in that, I recommend that as well. But let's go and check out the Imperial Market real quick, and I can just show you. Boom, half-ounce Eternian aluminum ingot. We have that stamped with our thing. That is a part of Eternia, 100% Eternian-made product. We take scrap aluminum, we melt it down, we refine it, a lot of time from cans, a lot of the time from aluminum foil, stuff like that, and we make with a plasma in an all-electric process, so no gases, no carbon emissions. We are creating this. It's beautiful, beautiful pieces of Eternia. And something to represent us, something to help build our treasury, something hopefully that you can have as a piece of Eternia for yourself if you're interested. So yeah, if you're interested in that, if you're hyped about it, please let me know. I am super excited about these. They have been a super fun thing to make, and they help us to grow. They really, really do. So if you're interested in purchasing one, supporting us, it means a lot. Drew said, within the small community, we have gone so far this year. Agreed. Every year that we've been a part of the micronational community for 5 years, technically, as the Empire of Aeternia, but we've only been on YouTube for 3 years, about to be 4 years, in August. But 3 years we've really been a part of the micronational community on YouTube, and after year 1, like once we started hitting into like year 2, big jumps. From year 2 to year 3, big jumps. Now we're in year 3 and we're going to year 4. Big jumps. We're getting there. We are climbing. Katie Things said, thoughts on the Republic of Nephistan. I don't know a ton about the Republic of Nephistan, but I did ask earlier for like, hey, let me know your thoughts on other micronations and stuff. Tell me about Nephistan, and I can give those critiques, those reviews. Matt says, brothers of economics. You know it. The brotherly bond of money and of being an aristocrat. Drew says, would love to see Manu on the board with us. Agreed. Manu's straight up flexing. I appreciate it. Manu says, so we can use them for Eternian Monopoly or poker. Ooh, that would be really cool. I would love to see Eternian Monopoly. That would be awesome. We need to create more like amounts of currency so that you could play Monopoly easier. Eternian poker would be cool. Manu, if you ever film any of that stuff, like just a little bit, like if you like played Eternian Monopoly or poker, or if you even like showed someone else our currency, if you ever filmed anything like that, please let us know, or take a picture of it, whatever, post it on the Discord, send it to us. I would love to post that on our social media. I would love to show that people around the world are legitimately grasping onto the idea of the Empire of Aeternia, helping us to grow, making us more real every single day, and able to reach more people than we ever could have before. So I would love that. We've been trying to make our own games for the Empire of Aeternia as well, and we've been creating unique cultural games for ourselves recently that we're hoping to unveil pretty quickly. But in all of that, if you can create a game yourself, we may adopt it as like an official part of the Empire of Aeternia. So please, if you have any ideas about that, if you've created anything for that, let me know. We want to jump on it. We want to help out. Drew says, Eternian poker sounds nice. I have the owl's ring in front of me sitting on its glorious cloth and box. Thank you so much, Drew. If you, like, take a picture of it and, like, rep Eternia, we will post it. We will, like, shout out and be like, thank you so much, Drew, for, like, your purchase. We'll post it on, like, our, maybe even on our YouTube, you know, as a community post. And we'll post it on our Instagram and our Twitter. We want to see people enjoying our stuff and showing off that they have our stuff. Manu says, imagine a micronational original design for playing cards. I would love to see that. There's actually Travis McHenry, who runs West Arctica. He has a tarot card thing. He makes his own tarot cards, but they specifically are like tarot card. They're not like micronational tarot card. They're just regular tarot cards. But they're very cool in design. They're very pretty. And I would love to see micronational playing cards. Like, yeah, I would love that. I think that'd be cool. Manu said, would make good merch. Agreed. Katie said, Nephistan is a republic founded around 2019 and has been going strong since then. The military has a total of 80 soldiers, and they regularly host raids and online games. Oh, no. You know our position. If you don't know our position on micronational war, we're not big fans of it. If you're just having fun, you're having fun, like, and that's fine. If it's you and your friends, do you. But if you're trying to make, like, a legitimate micronation, you're trying to develop economically, you're trying to get recognized, stuff like that, I think there are better uses of your time. I believe in you. I hope you guys have fun. But I think once you, like, continue to develop a little bit more, I think you'll want to start pursuing other things as a higher priority than, like, a military or than raids. But that's cool. Matt says, my owl's mark looks so beautiful. Hey, perfect. We have two, Matt and Drew, showing off those owl's marks. I love it. If you guys, again, could take pictures of him, I would love to see it. I would love to be able to show it off on the channel. It means a lot. Katie Thing says, however, it's been going down in popularity recently as their leader goes into demise. They died? Did their leader die? Like, demise. Demise means, like, death, right? Or I guess just defeat, maybe. Maybe they, like, lost a battle. Let me see. Demise definition. Not demisexual. Demise. Demise means a person's death. Yeah. Yep. So their leader died? Like the actual leader of that country just straight up died? Goodness. I'm sorry. Rest in peace. My dearest condolences to the people of Nephistan. That's rough. Balagia said, good idea. We may make a Balagian board game. We would buy Eternian Monopoly, though. Hey, very cool. We are actually wanting to develop our own game as well. Not necessarily a board game, but a board game would be very cool. It's actually ironic. If you watch our... we did a live stream where we played AI Dungeon 2. And when we played AI Dungeon 2, we played as, you know, the Empire of Aeternia, trying to create the Empire of Aeternia. And it was really interesting because the scenario that ended up coming up was that we developed our own board game and we were selling the board game to, like, different local shops. And that made us, like, a ton of money. Like, we got a contract with a shop for, like, you know, $100,000 worth of board games or something crazy like that. And so we were developing all this. It was all in a game, you know, in a simulation. But it was really, really cool to see. It was fun. And it's ironic that now we're talking about developing board games. So you never know. That may be the thing that takes your micronation off. Katie Thing says, no, the leader has been making bad decisions and has been exposed for bad doings in the past few months and has been quiet. Oh, got you. So you think they may be embarrassed now? Like, you think they're like, oh, we can't do what we need to anymore. We're not, our leader has kind of fallen into disarray. Our leadership is not interested in running the nation anymore. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, but I am glad that at least, you know, the nation is starting to figure things out and can start to kind of move forward from there if that's what everybody wants to do. If not, I don't know. I don't know what the best option for a micronation where the leader kind of falls out is. I guess the leader can either transition power or they can just destroy the micronation, right? Because most of the time, micronations, no matter what type they are, usually have a primary leader who's the driving force. You know, if everybody stops developing the micronation, if everybody gets busy and they can't do anything with it, the leader still is actively doing something, is the person who's maintaining it, you know, carrying the torch of the micronation. But at a certain point, if they themselves have to stop, it's hard for anybody else to continue to do things. And so I think they either need to transition power and give that power to somebody who can, you know, regularly and excitedly develop the nation, or it may just dissolve because it just fall apart, you know, nobody putting enough time and effort into it, and it eventually just not existing anymore. I'm curious to see what happens with them. Tiberius says the Empire of Calypso has very nice monetary notes, but they are not for play. Makes sense. I respect that. I'm glad to see the Empire of Calypso doing some cool stuff. Manu says, I think I found something on Twitter about a micronational war where the leader died. I don't believe that actually happened. Yeah. Also, Manu, are you on Twitter? Are we linked up on Twitter yet? If not, we need to be, because we've posted on Twitter, but we just don't have a ton of reach on Twitter. We may get like a like or something on every one of our posts, maybe a like. So we will have to link up on Twitter. I'm curious about that though. Like, send me where the thing is, and we may review it on the channel at one point. Do a deep dive mystery at what happened. Matt says taking pics of the owl's marks and some money for the photo. Ooh, thank you very much. That means a lot. Thank you, Matt. I would love to post that online, like I said. Katie Thing says, yes, he did some rather horrid things and got kicked from a major alliance. Ooh. Katie Thing says that he was reliant on. I used to lead a military volunteer group for them. Interesting. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear about that. So they were in an alliance. People found out they weren't doing good. They ended up having to leave the alliance. Either because they were kicked out, or because they. It sounds like you're saying they were kicked out. So that's crazy. Also, here's a cat. There's a cat right here. His name is Moondust. He's an absolute cutie. If you don't know him, let me put up our cam setup. There we go. Here's a Moony Baboony, ready for everything in the world. And he's not happy because he doesn't like this way that I'm holding him. But he is a lovely boy. That's Tiffany's cat. Alright, see you, Mooney. Cool. Thank you. Can I have one? Tiff got carrots. Tiff's so cool. Thank you. I know, right? Welcome back to Aeternian ASMR, the carrot noises. Excuse me. I'm trying to minimize the amount of crunching noises I'm making. Okay, so that sucks that they had to leave that alliance, though. It's a situation where the leader's actions have then hurt the people involved, but I don't think it's necessarily at the fault of any of the people. It just sounds like it's that leader who something happened. Ah, goodness, I'm sorry though. That's rough. I hope either their micronation can continue on without the leader, or that it dissolves and is able to become something cool. That's tough though. Again, sorry for the crunching. Ooh, Tiberius said, Emperor AP, I would gladly go over what I know about land, permits, usage, etc. if you would like at some point. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I would love to talk about that. Tell me more about, again, we'll have to schedule this. If you want to email us or Discord us or whatever, please let me know. Please just remind me, hey, this is Emperor Tiberius from this is Tiberius Storm from the Empire of Calypso, and we talked on the stream about this. Yeah, we can absolutely talk about that. Again, the Empire of Aeternia is actively looking for land and trying to develop that aspect of ourselves, but we don't know everything. We're still trying to learn, so that means a lot. Manu says we've interacted on Twitter before. Hey, that's true. Wait, hold up. Did we post? Did we post something of yours, Manu, on Twitter, or did we just like each other, like follow each other? I'm curious. But I'm glad. I'm glad you're on Twitter. I would love when you see stuff on Micronational Twitter, please hit us up because I want to do more active commenting and like interacting with stuff on Micronational Twitter. I just don't do it enough because I don't know how many successful. I don't know how successful it's going to be, like how many people it's going to reach. But now that I know that you're there, Manu, and now that we can maybe have a little closer interaction, hopefully that'll help. Or that I remember. It's not even that I didn't know you were on Twitter. I forgot. So I will remember it, and I will be more active. Tua Death says, hashtag possum watch. What happened in Tua Death that they're on a possum watch? That's what you need an emergency alert system for possums sneaking in. Katie said, OMG, cute cat. OMG, OMG, OMG. Yeah, yep, very cute cat. His name is Moondust. He's adorable. He's our buddy. He's the channel buddy. Manu says, I made this account before, changed the name I use online. I've actually commented on your videos / streams before using the name Jaya Manu. Hey, makes sense. Very cool. I appreciate it. I will have to see what the name is on Twitter then. Is it still Jaya Manu? I'll have to check it out. Katie Thing says they were in a war online in this game against other democratic government, and along with these communist fighters, they were the main victors and even occupied major cities for hours on end. That's cool, but again though, it's a game though. I don't know. Meme Fan 2 says help. What do you need help with, Meme Fan 2? Are you memeing right now? Katie Thing says one of the occupations lasted 10 hours. Crazy. That's a long time to dedicate to a game. I don't know that I'd play the game for 10 hours. Jeez. Tiberius Storm says, beautiful cat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Tiffany, I'm sure, would love to hear that you think her little kitty cat is beautiful. Do you think he's beautiful, Tiff?
Yeah, he's tall.
She said, yeah, he's tall. He is tall. If you stand him up on his hind legs, he's a pretty long boy. Tiberius said, thank you. Republic's, that's your Secretary of Defense. Wahaha, said Tiberius. Yeah. Republican Tuadas said the possum attacks. He's a cat. He's not a possum. Matt says Moondust is interacting with the Chinese government. He was. No, that was Uno. That was Uno who was interacting with the Chinese government. If y'all missed that video, that's actually one of my favorite videos that we've ever done. Let me go back to our channel. What even was the name of that video? Oh gosh, I gotta find it now. Because I want to, yeah. Also, we are at 1.54 thousand subs. If we get to 1.55, that is going to help kill it. I think we only have a few more. It's 3 or 4 subs that we need to get to 1.55. So if you've been on the fence about subscribing or not, please subscribe. It helps us a lot. Also, if you have been on the fence about this lo-fi, we love lo-fi here. Check out our lo-fi for Micronations stream that we did. It's literally just a loop of this one little animation that we made and some cool background lo-fi for when you're studying or whatever, if you want to hit that up. I realized I don't even have my things shared. Oh goodness, I made a whole pitch to everybody without my screen shared. Micronational lo-fi, there we go. Micronational lo-fi, if you want, for when you're studying, when you're relaxing. If you can put that on, it helps our watch time hours a ton. If you can watch that whole 2 hour and 37-minute video just in the background and have it loop, that helps us a lot. Also, we've done an Aeternia and aluminum shipment before and showed you that. 1.54 thousand subs. That's what I was trying to hype up. Let me go to our videos and find which one has Uno straight up freaking. Let me see. It was... da, 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 da. It was around here. It was right around here. I know it. Aeternia South. Ooh, is it Aeternia South? A trip to Aeternia Southern Territory? Maybe? Was it in Aeternia South? I'm about to like scroll real fast through our own video to see if I can't find the part where that happened. Okay, talking about stuff, talking about stuff. Nope, that's not the video. But yes, we did have a video where we where we had Moondust, not Moondust, Uno, uh, actively, uh, actively working with the Chinese government, and that was a whole meme. It was hilarious. I loved it. Let's. Is it our new forge? It might be an our new forge, but I don't know why it would be an our new forge. We made that. It wasn't in that. But I will say, this is an interesting thing right here. In the Our New Forge video, we show some of the like aluminum ingots that we make with the forge for the first time. We're like so hype about these little like blobbies versus our current stuff that's on the Etsy. Oh, it's so different. Like we have increased in our value so much. It's not even funny. Oh goodness, that's amazing. It's just cool to go back and look at stuff like that and to see how much we've grown. But yeah, I gotta go back and find that video. That was hilarious. There's not too many moments that I like don't cringe at a little bit because it's me on camera doing some of these silly jokes. But that one is one that I really loved. Also, all of us hanging out on stream, me and Steven and Tiffany, we all got to go see Steven, and that is something that I would really love for more people to have seen. This international travel video, this is all about our trip to go see Steven. We went and visited one of our citizens, who Stephen Vince, Master of the House of Treasure, on a different part of the United States. We had to like actually go travel to another state to go and visit him, and we did that, and it was amazing. It was the first time we actually like left the Empire of Aeternia to go and visit a citizen. We had Grey Mare before, at the time that he was a citizen, come to the Empire of Aeternia, and that was the first time we ever had an Eternian citizen on our soil, who was from somewhere else. But now, this is the first time that we actually went somewhere to go and visit one of our citizens. We made a state trip to go and visit Master Stephen. So, that was really cool, and I wish more people would go and check that out. If you have time, I recommend it. It was, again, one of my more favorite videos. Homeless Micronationalist Cat Detective.
Yep,
That's exactly what it was. Oh, it's so stupid. I love it. I love
Character
this
wise,
video.
the hair was so short.
It was, yeah. It was literally like I was in the middle of transitioning between, the apartments, and so it was a whole thing. I described the entire thing in the video. Actually, if you see a lot of these crazy animations, I did. I put a lot of work into this video. It's really funny. If you want something to laugh at and make fun of me for, this is a great one to do so. I was in our southern territory. I was just trying to make something for you guys. I was trying to update everybody on what we'd been doing without like making a full video on any one particular topic, and it has ultimately become one of my favorite videos. Super underrated video, 147 views. If you guys want to like it and go support it, please let me know, because that was a fun video to make. I really like that one. Homeless Micronationalist Cat Detective. We straight up made that whole video. Multiple things. I want to go back and read everybody's stuff real quick. 10 hours, yep. Beautiful cat, possum attacks, Chinese government, meme fan, class 5 possum watch. Agreed. You can have these different tiers of possum watch, but he's a little cat boy. Moondust himself, little bitty cat boy. Straight up little bitty cat boy. Also, those are the prestige system licenses. There's a license of citizenship, specifically the one that is Master Stevens. And so we took a picture of that to kind of show as an example. Yeah, very cool. Uh, said Rosgamistan forever. Hey, very cool. Meme fan says seek shelter immediately from the Class 5 Possum Watch. Drew says, I hope the new citizens consider buying into the economy. I agree. That's the thing that's crazy, right? Is that I want our citizens to, of course, buy into our economy because it helps a lot. You know, even if you support us with purchasing a license like this where you can show things off. Of course, we send you, if you get a citizenship through the Empire of Aeternia, we send you a digital version of this citizenship license for free. It's just if you want the nice laminated official version that'll get sent to you that you can put in your wallet, that you could show off to people, that you could use one day if you wanted to visit the Empire of Aeternia, you can do that via purchasing one of these. Anything that you purchase from the Etsy, of course, helps to buy into our economy. And again, if you purchase Imperial notes, which are one of the things actually for sale on the Imperial market, you can get that as well. Let me see. This is most recent. Oh no, do we not have? Oh, we don't have our. I don't know why we don't. I should renew that. We don't have our Imperial notes on the market right now. I need to put them back up. We will have that back up very soon. I didn't realize they weren't on there, but yeah, I will get those up in like just a minute. But yeah, yep. We have a lot of stuff that we've sold, and it means a lot. Meme fan says I think my cats are better, bro. He's gonna lose social credit for no. He's gonna gain social credit in China for the for supporting the Chinese government. Again, you gotta go watch the video. It was funny. Katie says, Eternia has the most glorious, honorable cats. Thank you very much. We had Uno, we have Moondust, as a whole thing. Meme fan says, lo-fi for Micronation, an anthem. Agreed. That's what we're trying to promote. Also, if you guys create your own unique music, and you want us to put it on a micronational lo-fi stream, let us know. If it's your music, 100% your music, we can put it on and we can have it accessible for people. So let me know. Rosgamistan said, my favorite phrase is Rosgamistan forever. That's fair. We have Eternia forever. Very good looks. Meme fan says, AP, do you like NASCAR? I have never gotten into NASCAR. I think it's a thing where my family, I was never raised with it.
We all gotta sit there and just go, they're making a left turn. Oh no, it's another left turn.
So many left turns.
That's all I do. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just waiting for a car crash.
Oh, God. See some cool flip or something. See somebody on the side.
That's all you ever do. Like, otherwise, if you just have to sit there and watch your car go in circles and circles and circles, then you just go, I might as well buy myself my Hot Wheels with some tracks and just watch that go around. It's the same thing if it's never going to crash.
I agree with that. I think the pit people are respectable. Again, I've never watched NASCAR. I've never gotten into it.
Cool.
But people going up in like the team and they all of a sudden within like 5 seconds have like all 4 tires off and new tires put back on.
And they have what is it?
Tiffany's
I
hype.
don't know if it's like you know how you can put a protection screen over your phone, right?
Yes.
They kind of do a similar thing on the windshield, right? Because you're going so fast, you're
for
probably
like the
hitting a
glass?
bunch of bugs. Yeah, and when they come up, the dudes go to the tires, and one dude go to the windshield, go wheel, and rip off like a little like lining.
Oh, that's
so that
cool.
he has like a clear view when he leaves.
Yeah, does he put a new one on?
Super cool. I don't know.
That's
I
crazy.
don't think so. I think they have like layers on there, and they may
Oh,
have it,
so
like,
they just rip a
flip-flop.
whole bunch of layers. That's
They
cool.
Just rip one off and then let them go.
I respect that. But yeah, meme fan, if you like
There's
NASCAR,
videos of it. It's
yeah.
super cool.
If you like NASCAR, you got to tell us why, because you got to get me into it. You got to sell me on it. There are a couple things like that I respect about NASCAR, but I've never gotten into it personally. Matt says you passed it. It was the homeless micronational cat detective. You're right, Matt. You already know our videos. I appreciate you. Matt says I missed the second wrist tournament. Rip. Yeah, but new wrist tournament coming out. Chance to win an Eternian aluminum ingot stamped with our symbol on it. Get ready. Rosgamistan says Maruvian. Maruvistan. What? Mervustan. I'm so confused. Matt says, still love that I won the first one. That was a great game. Agreed. Props to Matt. Matt, one of our citizens, won the first ever Micronational Risk Tournament. It was hype. All the respect to Matt. This past one a couple months ago was King Michael of Perpetua. Let's see if Aeternia can take the gold again. Let's see if we can get one of our citizens back on that top leaderboard. I will eventually probably do like a history of the Micronational Risk Tournament and just post everybody's name next to like which tournament they've won and stuff. That would be really cool. Hey, thank you. I got another one. Ooh, carrot. All the ASMR. Ooh, also people are hype about the 43 sales. Yeah, we did. We have 43 sales on the Etsy.
No.
Again, I'm sorry for the audio. I tried to move it as far back as I could. Thank you, Tiffy. I appreciate you. You mean a lot to me. Yeah, 43 sales. We have 43 sales. That's awesome. It's been a dream of mine to get 50 sales. I've never had 50 sales of anything in my life. So having 50 sales, we're like getting close to it. That's really cool. And also, we have 10 people who have like hearted the shop, like 10 people who admire it. That helps us a lot on Etsy. And I just want to continue. So thank you so much, guys, for helping us out. I can't wait to get to 100 sales. 100 sales is actually like a milestone that we have. We want to get like a certain amount of money traffic through, and that helps us to reach our goals for land purchase. So thank you. That's true. That's true. I will be hitting a big one. And I want to talk about it, but I don't want to reveal anything yet because I want to set it in stone. But I'm having some personal, like, big life stuff happen very soon, so I can't wait. Manu said, well, now we know Aeternia is banned in China. Maybe so. Yeah, legitimately. Or if they found out about us, they certainly wouldn't like it. Matt says, is Taiwan a country? I consider Taiwan a country. I do. Bellagio says, Belagians like F1 but not NASCAR, mainly because we are in F1. Oh, that's cool. Also with F1, at least it's a lot of exercise. And F1 used to be 1 second pit stop. New safety regulations make it 2 seconds. Used to be under 1 second. That's insanely fast. Bellagio says, we are in the UK, not F1 anyway. I respect NASCAR drivers with the risks they take. Yeah, yep, agreed. Also, it's cool that you guys are in the UK. That's awesome. But it's interesting. This is interesting. Bellagio said, same with F1, MotoGP, need more respect, though. Needs most respect, though. Agreed. Matt says, Eternian Olympics, risk tournaments. Fair enough. I tried to do this at the beginning of the channel. I've continued to try and plug this. I want to continue to try and plug this. We're going to make it happen eventually. Records system. The record system I have wanted to do for so long. The Empire of Aeternia has always wanted to make like micronational records, kind of like the Guinness World Records, where we just have from all different micronations, they submit on different topics that they think they could rank in. Once they have beat the top record for whatever it is, or if they place their own initial starting record, then all people have to do is try and beat the record, and they, oh, excuse me, I burped. They get the record placed on our website, very similar to the Aristocrat board and the winner of the Micronational Risk Tournament. I want to have an Eternian record system that says the world's biggest rubber band ball, or the micronation with the largest rubber band ball is this micronation. The micronation with the most money is this micronation. The micronation with the biggest fish is this micronation. The micronation with the most ping pong balls is this micronation. The micronation with the fastest computer is this micronation.
It's the Guinness World Records, but for micronations.
Absolutely. Guinness World Records, but for micronations. If you guys would want to submit anything like that, you know, if you think your micronation has something unique that no other micronation has or could compete in, send it to us. If you think you are the best at something, send it to us, please. I want to start posting that on our social media. I would even do like a day where we went and like that would be the stream where we reviewed Micronation records, and we would want to show that off. So I would be excited to see it. Please let us know. Mm. Mm. Excuse me for the chewing. Matt said, by February, you'll probably have 50. I would hope so. Again, 43. It's sometimes slow, though. Hopefully, with the Christmas season coming around, with the holidays, people want to buy stuff. Get your family some nice ingots. You know, Grandma wanted an ingot. You know that's what she always wanted. You know she wanted the Last Supper, but with micronations in it as a sticker. You know she wants a Unity medal to support other micronations. Get Grandma what she needs, some Aeternian merch. No, but for real, I think with the holidays coming up, there may be a few more sales, but sometimes it's slow. So we'll have to see if you're right. By February, Matt says we will have 50. Let's see. Matt says with Christmas coming around the corner, you will get 50 plus sales most likely. Ooh, we'll see. I agree with that. I don't know if we'll necessarily get more than 50, but I hope that the Christmas season will bring in some new stuff. We will have to see. Tiberius says, Risk tournament only for citizens? Also, what's required to compete? It's not. All you have to be is a sovereign. Sovereignty is a similar thing to like the citizenship application. There's an application for it. I actually need to post it on our Discord. I've been needing to for a while, but I will do that. If you go to our website, excuse me. Imperial Market, the Empire of Aeternia's website, you go to the Imperial Market, you go to the Prestige system. Down here on the Prestige system, again, just kind of peruse our website, let us know what you think about it, kind of find things for yourself. But there's this first link that shows you a link to the Prestige system document, where we describe what the Prestige system is, how it works, and if you're curious about the sovereignty license, you can look into it there. But the sovereignty license is 100% free. You don't have to be a citizen to participate in the Risk tournament. You just have to have a sovereignty license. Here's the application for the sovereignty license. It's the easiest thing in the Empire of Aeternia to get. It's 100% free. There are no like time or monetary requirements or anything like that. You just sign up for it. And then you get a special Discord role that calls you a sovereign, and you are put into a special, you are given special permissions for accessing channels on our Discord server, one of which is for the Micronational Risk Tournament. So that will be the place where we start to ping people about the Risk Tournament as it gets closer to time, because like I said, we're going to want to get documentation from you. We're going to want to get like your flag information. We're going to want to get, stuff created and set up such that you can participate, and so that we know that we can reach out to you. Because when we play the Risk tournament, like we did last time, it was our biggest one yet. The second Risk tournament, we had to have multiple people in a queue. We had to have different brackets to have different nations fighting each other. And so we have to, in real time, be able to message those people and say, okay, you're on now. Join this game right now. Here's the link to this game right now, without showing that on the stream so that other people can copy the stream key or the link, the like code that we have to send them, and so that they can get in. It's just a lot of trying to make sure that everybody can participate and play along. So that's how you get a sovereignty license. Go to this application on our website. Fill it out, and we will get back to you. And if we're slow on getting back to you, because again, it's just me having to do all this, DM me and remind me. But Tiberius, that is exactly how you can compete. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, I'm back. Hey, it's good to see you, Homegrown Gamer Kid. Matt said, will there be more sticker packs? It said there's one left. There will be more sticker packs. So There's one left right now just because that's the way that we like set it up. But I can actually set it to auto renew. We have a nice printer that Tiffany and I invested in for printing our money at a high quality and for printing our sticker packs, for printing, official documentation and stuff. So we have this very lovely printer here, and we can 100% print you out some nice stickers. I can't wait to do more with the sticker packs. I actually want to post some Christmas ones. It'd be cool to do like Christmas stickers and different like holiday stickers. But yes, Matt, do not worry at all. There will be more. If you want to purchase the last one, we will update it and we'll throw more on. Homegrown Gamer Kid said I'm back. Tiberius said thank you. You're welcome. Also, bless you, Tiff. Francisco, it's good to see you, Francisco. Francisco said, greetings from the Republic of Rhodesia, AP. Yara isn't a thing anymore. Oh, interesting. I remember Yara. I remember you plugging Yara. Literally last time we were streaming, you talked a lot about Yara. What happened between Yara to transition to the Republic of Rhodesia? I know that sometimes transitions are necessary. We just talked about a micronation earlier in the stream who had a leader who like completely shut down and they're looking at, potentially changing stuff. Sometimes change is necessary. I know that once you change your name for your micronation, it's hard because the advertising changes. If you've gone around calling yourself Yara for a long time and then now you're the Republic of Rhodesia, people, they have to transition that in their mind and they have to make that connection. So sometimes your advertising may not reach all the same people that it did when you were previously established. So what was the reason that you decided to update your nation? Do you think that it'll be different? Is Yara different than Rhodesia, or are they the same but just under a new name? Tell us about it. Tell us what drove your change and if you think it'll help, how you think it'll help. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, I play Roblox. Roblox or Rise of Nations. Oh, interesting. That's cool. I have played Roblox before. I haven't played any like micronational games or anything on Roblox, but I have played games on Roblox. It's very cool, and I definitely respect the hustle. Enjoy the Roblox games. I will say, we have been streaming for 3 hours, 15 minutes. So I'm probably going to jump off here in a second. One of the things that I do want to shout out, again, I appreciate you guys go and check out these videos. Any videos that you do watch, again, please make sure to like them. Please make sure to watch them for as long as you can too, because the watch time, that helps a lot with like our analytics. And then the final thing that I want to do, so we've been hovering around 2250, what is it? 3250, 3,250 watch time hours. We probably dipped a little bit below that since the last time that we streamed, because we streamed last time and we got that amount. We got, I think, to 3260 or something like that. And then now we probably jumped back down to 3248 or something like that, because old videos have passed the year mark. Because remember, it's 4,000 watch time hours throughout a year, but we're slowly pushing toward our 4,000 watch time hours. Yeah, right now, 3241, but we've been streaming for 3 hours, and we've had, an average of like 6 people in for an hour, for a couple hours consistently. So hopefully that should throw us back up to above 3250. We're trying to march toward that 4,000. So every time you guys hang out in a stream like this, every time we do more stuff, it helps a ton to get us there. Once we hit 4,000, you don't even necessarily have to buy something to help fuel Aeternia's economy. All of our money from our YouTube ad revenue will immediately go toward our land purchase funding. So that'll make it accelerate even quicker. All we have to do is hit that 4,000 watch time hours once. 4,000 watch time hours in a year, one time. We are getting closer and closer with every stream that we do. But that being the case, please help out. Please, watch streams if you can. Put things on in the background if you can. It helps us a lot. Because again, once we get that, that's a big ticket for us. That's a big step toward us getting our land purchase. And the other thing too, if you've already seen ads on our videos, we straight up do not have monetization yet. But YouTube came out with a thing last year that says that regardless of whether or not you have ads on your, regardless of whether or not you have monetization, meaning you can make money from ad revenue in your videos, if your video is popular, YouTube will just run ads anyway. They have the right to run ads on your videos. So if you've had to sit through boring ass ads to wait for one of our videos or during a live stream or anything like that, know that that's not us. Know that that doesn't give us a single dime yet. But if you want to help us to get that, you can help us to finish our requirements for the YouTube Partner Program and to get monetized, which is that number right there, that 3,241 out of 4,000 public watch hours for the year. So we've gotten 3,241 watch time hours this year. And overall, we have like a lot. Like, it's interesting. We're technically way above what we need for watch time. It's just watch time hours in 1 year that's been hard. Over the course of our entire life, I think we have like maybe 6,000 or 8,000 watch time hours or something like that. Like, we have a significant amount, but it's just, trying to get all these different numbers to be consistently high is sometimes difficult. But 6.3 thousand watch time hours over the course of our existence. More than enough for monetization. But again, it's tough. It's tough trying to get that monetization. So anything that you guys can do to help out, hanging out, watching the videos, go and check out old videos that we've done to learn a little bit about the history of Aeternia, liking those videos, sharing those videos with your friends. If you share a video for us, that's huge, because YouTube then promotes the video more because it thinks that, it's getting to a larger audience. But also it allows us to understand a little bit better what you guys like in videos. So if we see a video start doing really well, we will start to do that type of video more. So if you're interested in a particular thing, or if you want to see a particular thing from our community, please do that. If you are especially trying to learn about how to do stuff in micronationalism, one of our previous stream, actually, our last live stream, was all about money transmitters licenses and about how to develop your economy as a micronation. We've talked previously about how to set up an economy, the theory behind these economics. This is a practical application that we talked about last time for, again, like 2+ hours, where I was describing the legal steps that someone has to take to make a local currency in the United States, in the EU, and in the United Kingdom. So if you're in any of those places, you're thinking about developing your own local currency, your own micronation currency, your own cryptocurrency, though, that's a video that I think you should watch, because it has a big impact as well. Okay. So more people. Homegrown Kid said I play Roblox. Yep. Belagia said this. That is the reason why we stayed in the PRB and not the ARB. We stayed the People's Republic of Belagia and not the, what's the ARB? Homegrown Gamer Kid said Rise of Nations is a nation game. Oh, that's cool. Belagia says though PRB fits us better. Nice. Belagia says also not micronation related, but what do you think about the removal of the dislike button? We do not like it and have even reminded people to dislike our vids. Interesting. You've reminded people to dislike the video, but they removed the dislike button? Is that a thing? Did they actually, is it already gone? Did they already remove it? I heard about that a while back, but I guess I didn't think too much of it. That does kind of suck. I understand, there's bullying and harassment and stuff that goes on YouTube, so I understand YouTube's thought process behind it. I don't know that I support that, though. I think there are plenty of videos that, one, for analytics, sometimes it's nice because some of our better videos are ones that are controversial. And so we'll talk about a topic, and there will be, where we normally have a 95% like to dislike ratio or something like that. Some of the videos that have been most popular on our channel have been ones that are 60% likes or 70% likes to like 30 or 40% dislikes, because it means that people are really engaging with the content. And YouTube has used that in the past as a way to determine how good a video is. So they may be stunting the growth of some YouTubers who are making like controversial content. And that's hard. That's hard to I don't know why you should take that away from people. I wouldn't. Yeah, okay. So
That's still there right now.
yeah, I was gonna say the dislike button's still there for me. I see it right there.
Yeah, it's on other channels too. They haven't removed it.
They haven't
They've
removed
probably
it.
just been talking about removing it.
Yeah.
But
Tip.
I bet that they have to get their co-founders and whatever, like everyone to like agree on the thing before you can pass it.
I agree. And that's the thing that's
It might
hard.
be in the process, but it's not. They haven't removed it yet.
Not there yet.
I'm sure that there's things you have to go through before adding or like subtracting out certain things. Because I bet that they're like debating in the company. Well, it's good for this reason. Yeah, but then how do people like get good videos to pop up in their like recommended feed if they don't have the like button there or the dislike, so that those specific videos don't show up? Just like if Spotify took away the like dislike button, you'd be like, I'm always hearing songs I don't like. You'd be like, never listen to Spotify again, because the only way that Spotify understands what you like, you have to hit that like button, and then that dislike button would be like, okay, cool, we won't show you these types of songs then. Like that type of genre or whatever. Or just that specific like person.
I agree with that. So I think
Just pros and cons. Just
no, I agree with that. There's definitely a lot that has to do with like your preferences. I know YouTube also has like a don't show me this option, where you can like actually go through and be like, I don't want you to show this type of content on my feed anymore. And that works too, but I agree. I think the dislike button is really effective for that. Ooh.
you don't ever have to click it. Like, if you don't want to be a mean person to someone else, don't click the dislike. But most of the time, the thing that people are like, I'm getting bullied online, isn't the dislike button. It's the comments and people being trolls in the comments. That's
true.
it.
I wish it was just like an option. Like, because you can turn likes or dislikes off, and you can turn
also
comments off.
Yeah, you can turn the comments off. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just do that for your video if it's really bothering you.
Yeah, I feel like people should just take more
Which is the
responsibility.
other thing that I bet the company is also like debating before they just remove it is like, well, but we like put in a system
For people to do
for
that
people
anyway.
to just remove it. You could just remove it, and then you don't have to see that, and then people just can't do it,
I agree.
and then you don't get your feelings hurt.
Agreed. Francisco said Rhodesia is going to be much more liberal with more democratic system and free elections. Also, there's a new currency, the Rhodesian dollar. That sounds very cool. Francisco says also many things have happened between the last stream. We had to deal with a coup, constitution crisis, and civil unrest. Jeez. Everything. That was a bad couple weeks for y'all, huh? Y'all stacked up some issues. Goodness, I hope everything's okay. Good luck. I hope Rhodesia is better and works more easily. Is it with the same group of people? Are you still working with the same group of people that you had the conflicts with? Or is this a fresh start for you? Bellagio said Anarchist Republic of Bellagio. Oh, makes sense. Very cool. Matt says it's not already gone, but it's still a contested vote. Makes sense. Francisco says BTW, I can still see dislikes. Yeah, so can we. Bellagio said your videos can still be disliked, but only you can see it. Oh, interesting. That's crazy. Huh. Well, remember to like or dislike the video, I guess, guys. I appreciate it. Manu says the dislike button still lives, but viewers can't see how many dislikes there are in a video. Why does that matter, though? Like, if I see a whole bunch of dislikes on a video, that doesn't necessarily mean I won't watch it. Like, if the title and the thumbnail are interesting, I'll still click on it. Manu says the dislike button still lives. Yeah. Francisco says, Manu, I can still see them on videos of someone else. Oh, interesting. Tiberius says, so I just tested it here and dropped my like from you, but it doesn't show dislike. Interesting. Well, one, I appreciate you liking. Oh, it says every dislike simply negates a like. That's worse. That's a lot worse. Because then it takes away how many people are actively supporting it. I wish it just showed you likes and dislikes. Because what if you have a 50-50 split where your video is really popular and is really controversial, but it shows 0 likes, not because there aren't any likes, but because the ratio is just even? That's garbage. That hurts YouTubers more than anything else, really. I don't know why they would do that. Um, I'm sorry, Tyree. That's gross. Bellagio says, by removing, we mean we cannot see it anymore as in the ratio. Gotcha. Gamer Kid says, I had a hacking invasion, started a civil war to free ourselves, and that's intense. That is crazy, Onyx. Tiberius says, gotcha. Francisco said, like number of dislikes. Yeah, that is weird, though. I don't know why they would do it like that. I think YouTube's wrong for that. They're wrong for that. That's not going to help. Because it doesn't incentivize people to check that out. Because now that like dislike ratio is worthless. I don't know what the point of that was. Good for them though. Again, I feel like you could have just personally, removed the like dislike thing from your own videos and done that with the comments. I don't know why it's that whole thing. Homegrown. Sorry. Koharu said, hello, Emperor AP. Hello, Koharu. It's good to see you. I'm glad to see you as a part of our stream. We saw you last time as well, and it was good to have you. Homegrown Gamer Kid says, I'm also an epic thumbnail artist. Ooh, very cool. We will definitely need some of that. A lot of the time, for example, for this stream, I would love to make a cool thumbnail for this stream. A lot of the time, we try to make stuff for the stream, for the channel, and the thumbnails are just not always popping off. I have TubeBuddy, and I have wanted to use TubeBuddy because they have a system where you can compare thumbnails, where if you have TubeBuddy, you can put up 2 different thumbnails, and it will like cycle back and forth between them for different viewers of the video, and we'll see how many clicks each one gets to show you which one is a better thumbnail. But it's the premium version. You have to pay for TubeBuddy in order to get that. And that kind of sucks. I would love to do that and to test it out, but then I have to like do it myself and like change the thumbnails back and forth. The TubeBuddy thing seems easier, but I don't want to pay for it. Francisco says, also Rhodesia got its first cash register. Oh, that's cool. Can you take a picture of the cool Rhodesian cash register? Do you have like your flag on the cash register and stuff? Post it up. I would love to see that. Is it like an old timey cash register with like the big buttons that like ching ching ching, and you like press it down and it makes all the clicks like a typewriter? Or is it like a digital cash register that you see at the grocery store where they like hit a couple buttons and then like the digital thing pops up and it like prints your receipt? I'm curious as to how in depth your Rhodesian cash register is. Also, that's a cool first thing to get. Like when you're starting up a nation, you're like, I already have some like economic gains. Like we're already starting to prepare ourselves economically. That's cool. But again, I appreciate you guys all hanging out. We have done a lot in this stream. We talked a lot about other nations. We talked a lot about why you should, develop your nation the way that you see fit. We've talked about citizenship in the Empire of Aeternia. We've talked about growing Aeternia and what we hope to achieve in Aeternia. And there's a lot that's been going on. So yeah, I want to tell you all thank you so much for helping to make this a memorable experience for me. Thank you all so much for participating and just spending time with us, being the cool people that you are. Matt says, bringing up an older idea, but Aeternia Country Ball plush. We don't have a plush, but we do have this. We need to do it a little bit better, but this is a squishy. We straight up have our own squishes. We haven't put them on the market yet, but look at this. Look at this beautiful little squishy. I'm showing it off. I'm hyping it. I love our little squishy. We had this idea a while back, but we couldn't ever get the symbol to be just right. We have a little stamp now that we might be able to do it with, so it'd be smaller. But it'd be kind of right there. But I don't know. I really like it. This is a hand-drawn one by Tiffany. It works pretty good. If you guys would want this beautiful little squishy, let me know. It's fun. It's a little ball. You could throw it, catch it, do a whole bunch of stuff with it. I can ruin my apartment with it. But yeah. It's too soft. I can Hulk smash it through the wall. But yeah, we have the equivalent of a plush. We have like a stress ball. It's got some pretty solid paint on it. It doesn't really rub off or wear off. It's good. It's pretty good. I love our little plushies. If you guys want some, let me know. It's not a plushie. It's a stress ball. We still have it, and it's cool. And you can show it off. You can throw it at somebody, and you can hit them in the head with it, and they'd be like, "Ah, what's the matter with you?" And you'd be like, "Eternia," and then they go, "Oh, I get you, 100% Eternia." And then you made a friend right there. So, yeah. If you guys wanted this, let me know, and we will 100%. Ooh, Matt says squishy. Manu says squishy. Matt said how much for squishy? What did we calculate? We might do like a pack of 2 for like, let me see, for like $5. But the thing is, we also have to add shipping, so it'd probably be like, yeah, so it'd probably be like $8, like $4 a piece, I guess, for them, including shipping and tax and all that. Really, we want to try and get them as cheap as we can, but it's just the foam is expensive, and then shipping it is expensive. So I would like $8 for a pack of 2, including the shipping. Like that is with shipping. We probably sell it on our site for like $4 or $5, and then shipping additionally is gonna be like 3 something. So yeah, we could do that if you guys would be interested. Squishies. Francisco says, "Are you gonna review micronational currencies?" I would. I think you've brought that up. It was either you, Francisco, or somebody else last stream. But yes, you did ask me to review micronational currencies. Matt said he would buy it immediately. Okay, well, we will put it on the website. Give us to tonight or tomorrow, Matt. I will personally hit you up. If you have access to your Discord, I will hit you up on Discord. I will tell you when it is live. We will get you some squishy, 100%. I will throw it up on the Etsy. We will get it to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, 100%. We could do that. Francisco says, "Are you going to review micronational currencies?" I will at some point. We don't have a ton of micronational currencies. I'd love to have them in hand, like personally, to be able to do that, but it's not necessary. We can go online and review some micronational currencies. I would be down for that. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, "I made a site for my micronation before I gave up my presidency." Matt said I'd buy it immediately. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, Onyx Union's currency is the Onyx's dollar." Ooh, nice. Onyx said, "And I made my own language." That's very developed. That's in depth. I respect it. I respect how much time and effort you put into your nation. That's very cool. And I'm excited to see what you can bring to the Empire of Aeternia. I can't wait. Manu says, "Still waiting for a Minecraft stream, by the way." Agreed, Manu. And it's honestly just Tiffany and I's time. Let me hit up Tiffany. At some point, would you want to do a Minecraft stream, Tiff? Yes, after finals. We have finals all this coming week. So within the next 2 weeks, potential Eternian Minecraft stream. Because I want Tiff to play with me. She's my cool gaming partner. If she can't do it, I can't do it. We do have schoolwork and stuff. So after finals, 100%. Again, like in the next couple weeks. Look out for that, and we will hit you up. Onyx said Ozgins, and then says so GNS. Oh, nice. Matt says Minecraft was fun, and said I'm still questioning on how we joined that one time you and Tiffany had a private game. I have no idea. I'm still thrown by that. Maybe it's because we're friends. Like we have our Microsoft accounts linked up, I think. So maybe that's how. but I was very confused. I was impressed by it though. You guys did get in. I'm glad we had fun. It was cool. You guys made your own thing. Y'all had like a place where y'all had zombies trapped, but then they like broke out. It was a whole adventure. If you guys like Minecraft, we have a ton of previous Minecraft streams we've done. Um, that's how we met um, Viren as well. Viren was one of our citizens for a good long time. Helped us to make some of the more popular videos on the channel as well. So if you're interested in learning the history of all that, Minecraft streams. Um, Francisco says, I think that it would be best to make a digital review, but if you have a banknote in your house, you could show it. That's true. Like, we have ours, but I don't have ones from other nations, really. But I would love to do that. Yeah, we can probably do a digital review. Manu says, it can be a new world because 1.8. Ooh, that's true. Homegrown Gamer Kid said, try out Minecraft Education Edition. Ooh, that's cool. Homegrown Gamer Kid says, maybe I have a few mods to show you. I would love to see it. Francisco said, also, by Rhodesian law, I am called Ian Smith. Oh, very cool. Good to see you, Ian Smith. Matt says, yeah, but so did the others, and they said they couldn't join. That's true. I'm not sure. Again, like, it was supposed to be a private game. It was just supposed to be a thing between me and Tiff. I don't know how anybody joined, but I do appreciate that you guys hung out with us and made it what it was. It was fun. And that's one of the things that I want you guys to know, I guess. I always try and end the stream by thanking everybody for hanging out, but it really does mean a lot because every day now I walk past this flag. It used to be a thing where when we first got the flag, I hung it up. And then anytime somebody came over, we had a guest or anything like that, I would kind of take it down and I would fold it neatly and, kind of do a little thing with it and pick it up, give it respect, but would always, kind of push it away and say, oh, well, this is now not the micronational time of my life. This is for every other part of my life. But eventually we just started leaving it up and people would come over and it's just been nice. It's been nice to be able to blend that side of my life a little bit better with the rest of my life. And I think it shows that micronationalism as a way of life is possible. And I think that it really, really has been a big motivator for me, not only in my schoolwork, not only in my stuff that I do with you guys, but in everything, where I can feel proud and say I'm a part of a country that I really enjoy. I am a part of a community that I'm really proud of, and I have been able to do things that have taught me about the world thanks to the Empire of Aeternia. So I am just as much a beneficiary of the Empire of Aeternia as anyone else, and I feel proud to be able to walk under that flag every day. It makes me happy to walk into my house and to see that beautiful flag on our wall. It makes me happy to know that what that represents is the era of progress for all of us, is the tens, the hundreds of people who are in our community in one way or another, whether they are citizens of the Empire like Matt, like Drew, like Richard, like Steven, or whether they are people who are just here and supporting us and cheering us on. I think about you all every time I see that flag. I think about you all every time we create the arrow of progress in a new item, in, these squishies. The arrow of progress guides us. In the ingots that we make, the arrow of progress guides us. And I am really, really lucky to have you all to thank for that. So thank you for supporting us. And I want you to know that that means a lot to me. It always has. Yeah, Homegrown Gamer Kid said, this is cool. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you, Onyx. And thank you for applying to become a citizen. For everybody who's interested in citizenship or even just participating in something like the Risk Tournament, it means a ton to us. Matt says, I'll be back in 15 minutes if you're still streaming. Sounds good. I probably won't be. Like I said, I'm trying to sign off, but it does mean a lot, and I will hit you up, Matt, about these squishies. Francisco says, this has nothing to do with micronationalism, but what do you think about Gaddafi's son being a candidate of the Libyan presidential election? So I don't know a ton about Gaddafi. I don't know a ton about Libya. So all of this is from a very ignorant perspective. Do not take this as anything educated. Do not take this as any honest, legitimate assessment of the situation, because any Libyan person is more equipped to talk about this than I am by 100 times. But from the little bit that I know about Muammar Gaddafi and the history that he left behind in Libya, um, his family had a lot of money. It was something where he had gained power, had taken control of a lot of the assets in Libya, a lot of the oil money, a lot of the power vacuum that had been left by previous administrations and kind of corrupt officials. And he kind of cornered that into himself. And he, as the patriarch of his own family, amassed a lot of wealth for that family and created kind of a, from what I understand, a state of fear. Not only a state of fear, like in the country, but also within his own family. He ruled with an iron fist. And I think many people were very, very afraid of him, even though they were living more lavish life than most other Libyans. His son being in the presidential election, I think, is a way for his family to continue to ensure that they have that wealth and prosperity that they've been used to. And I would say that it is another instance of kind of a corrupt official, just because they're trying to keep their family in power and in money there. I don't know a ton about Libya, though. So again, his son may be a better person than he is. His son may have more righteous ideals than he does and maybe trying to make a better state for Libya. I'm not sure, but it would seem logical to me that if you are the child of the, ruling, entity in a government, especially one that did so by force and one that did so, in a very brutal manner, that as the successor to that, to some extent, even if not officially, you would be trying to grow and expand your wealth as much as possible. So that's my perspective on it, is that I think it's not he's allowed to do it, I suppose, but it seems ill-intentioned from the beginning, just because of the circumstances, because of the amount of power and wealth that family owns. It seems like an obvious ploy to continue power and exploitation over the Libyan people. But again, uneducated perspective. I would like to learn more. I'd like to hear more from you all as to what that means for Libyans. Um, Francisco says, but former king of Libya, Idris I, was even more corrupt than him. I have also heard that as well. Like, I'm not saying that he was he started all the corruption. Gaddafi started all the corruption. No, not at all. There, again, and I don't know a ton about Muammar Gaddafi. I don't know a ton about Libya, so I am very uneducated on this. But I do know that there has been a history of corruption in Libyan political elections. The same thing in the United States, though. It's just Muammar Gaddafi's position and what he was able to accomplish dictatorially. The regime that he had by strict force, by literal military force, by having private security, by making sure that he had spies everywhere, listening to his people, making sure that nobody was conspiring against him or rebelling against him, keeping his keys to power, so to speak, all of the important political figures and influencers in Libya really close and really, underfoot to make sure that he could impose his will on them. I think even if his son is good intentioned after him, it may leave a bad taste in people's mouth, especially people who were hurt by the effects of what Gaddafi did. I think it would be strange for people to not think that has some private, some personal gain established to it, to run for office, to try to become powerful as you saw that what your family did the first time was very intense and very brutal. Not to say that there weren't more brutal people in the past, but it would, I think any sane person would question themselves and their own motives and ask, well, am I doing this as a way to gain power and to become to reestablish that sort of familial wealth and tie into power, perpetuate that system, or am I legitimately trying to do good? And I think if there was no hesitancy in him running for the presidency, it probably means that it's a personal gain issue. I also heard that Gaddafi had a golden pistol and people took it from him when they killed him. Francisco says, at least America isn't in civil war. That's very true. America isn't in a civil war. Libya is going through a lot, but I wish the best. Again, I don't know very much about Libya, so I would love to talk more at length, but I feel like it would only be out of pure ignorance at that point. I've already started to bump up against the edge of my knowledge on Libya, and I feel like the more that I talk about it, the more that it'll show I don't know very much. But I do appreciate you informing me of that, and I appreciate the conversation because I want to learn more. So I will go back and look into Idris the First and about the corruption that was there. Nasa Girl Cinco says, hello, I'm Trudeau. Hello, Trudeau. It's good to see you. We haven't seen you on the stream in a minute. I appreciate you joining. I appreciate you hanging out. And actually, we're about to leave, so it sucks that you're joining right now, but it means a lot that you're here. I want to thank everybody for helping to make this happen. I want to thank everybody for helping us march toward the arrow of progress, as you see behind us. We will get there very soon. Thank you so much. Again, if you can, go back and watch those lo-fi videos. Put it on the background while you're hanging out. Help us to get some watch time up. We're trying to get to that 4K right now. And continue to help support us. If you have any videos that you feel like are helpful that we have, please go and drop them in like the Reddit, on like Twitter, on Instagram. There are a lot of people all over the micronational community who are constantly asking questions about, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I make an economy? How do I make a currency? How do I do this and that? We have videos on all of that. How do I start a government? How do I choose a government type? We have videos on all of that. Please let people know about that. Please share that with them so that this becomes a source for information for people wanting to start and develop micronations. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you all very soon. Francisco said, can you recognize Rhodesia? Of course. So we recognize all micronations. If you say that you are starting a micronation, we accept that. Now, whether that means some sort of formal connection between our nations or anything, we don't really attribute that too much to just existence. That's more so what you can offer our nation, how we can establish trade treaties and diplomacy and stuff like that. That's a whole nother matter. But as far as recognizing your existence, we do recognize your existence because we recognize anybody who is legitimately fighting for independence and for freedom and trying to make something unique. So good luck to you. Good luck to Rhodesia. And I will see you all next time. NASA says, sure, I am an admin in the Inner Micronational Chat Discord, and I also recommend the Aeternian videos. Hey, that means a lot. The more that you can recommend them, the more that helps. Also, bye, Bellagio. It's good to see you. Bye, everyone. Bye, Truto. Again, I was plugging these squishies that we're about to have on the Imperial Market. Matt's already signed up to buy one. If you guys want to buy one, it means a lot. Bellagio, I know you are interested in purchasing notes from us, so I need to put notes back on the market, and I will do that very soon as well. Again, thank you guys. It means a lot, and I will see you all very, 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 very soon. As always, it's Emperor AP signing off, and Aeternia forever. Bye, guys.